We are live on what is going to be a very special live stream, because a massive thank you to start this off to ASUS for actually sponsoring this. It is fantastic. It's appreciated. However, when we planned this, we didn't think it was going to be the hottest day of the year. And Carl and I are actually roasting in here.
We are melting.
Melting, all in the name of building what is going to be an epic all-white gaming PC. And we're also, well, ASUS are actually going to be giving this away to residents in the UK and Ireland. It's going to be a contest. There is a link listed down below that will take you to the site. All of the terms and conditions and everything are there. But yes, very, very exciting for you, because you have the opportunity, the chance, where you could actually win these exact gaming PC parts built by me. Sorry, should have got someone else to do it, and it might be a little bit neater. But it comes at the cost of, yes, us melting in here. So I actually have a present for Carl. He doesn't know about this. I've got you a present.
What is it? Oh,
back to 50, mate.
what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say it's hot. That's the joke.
Because
it's hot, so you need some suntan, because it's all the UV from the sun.
That we're not getting because we're inside.
Look, guys, look. I know you appreciate the humour. Everyone's laughing at the screen right now, and then there's you.
Slight. But I'm inside.
All right, well, welcome to Science with Editor Carl, and he's going to give you the straight facts about sun cream. But what we're going to be doing, as I say, is building an epic little gaming PC. A massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. It's been so long since we've actually done a live stream, which is very, very much appreciated. If you have anything that you want to ask or anything you just want to chat about, obviously the chat function is there. It is highly recommended for the best experience. But also, if you're watching this on the archive, and we love everyone that watches this on the archive, then you get the live chat replay. But obviously, you can leave a comment down below as well, and we'll do our best to answer it when we can. But got some really exciting stuff here today. We are going for an AMD build, so we have a Ryzen 9 9900X, which is going to be great for productivity and, of course, work. Productivity and gaming. And we're doing it on the B850 platform, which is pretty much the best price performance for gaming, really. I heard that click. Is that camera okay? I think we didn't plug it into the mains. So Carl's going to try and fix that whilst I continue this. Because we haven't done Editor Carl face reveal yet, so we don't want to reveal the face premature. But it's all fun and games here in the PC Centric studio. It's the heat is getting to us. So we're going to go for AMD. As I say, with B850, obviously can go higher end with X870 if you want, which actually for productivity, there's a lot of features you might want, but best price performance. We've got a 1000 watt, a Strix white power supply. I mean, if you haven't already noticed, everything here is white, which is actually quite difficult to do, which is why it's very much appreciated that ASUS do give you the option to get everything in white if you want. As you're not seeing this, I'm seeing an Editor Carl just like crawl under the desk, and there's load of
Cables and
wires and everything. It's safe. Let's, this is a safe workplace here, but he's taking risks here today.
It just turn on automatically once you get power back
I
in?
need to turn it off and on again. So
classic.
there you go. And is it going to muck up the settings?
We've got a super chat already.
So it's a super chat. Unbelievable. It's a super chat. What is the super chat? As we're going to risk camera 3. You ready for this? Oh, it's too dark.
No.
He's a disaster. Oh dear. Anyway, it's all fun and games here. So we're doing that. We're also going
back to that
for a 360 all-white cooler. I mean, everything here is white. But then obviously the star of the show is the RTX 5070. This is a graphics card that's pretty... I'm reluctant to say mid-range, but in this day and age, it is mid-range. But obviously, in terms of like performance, you've got all of the latest NVIDIA features on this. But ASUS do also have AMD graphics cards as well. And we'll talk about this throughout, because realistically, I think most people in this price range are going to be comparing like a 9070 and then obviously the 5070. There are pros and cons to each, so I'll hopefully guide you through getting the right one for you. But yeah, it's going to be a very exciting build, this one. We've also got a few parts from Kingston, who actually haven't sponsored this, but they have supplied some parts for this. So thank you very much. And I'm sure the winner of this PC will be saying thank you very much to Kingston as well. Interesting enough, they've also sent a PCI Generation 5 SSD out, which is crazy. Super, super fast. Is not quite 15 gigabits. It's not quite 15 gigabytes a second. It's just under at 14,700 megabytes. 14,000. I've lost it.
14,700 megabytes per
It's the
second.
camera going off. It's thrown me here today. The heat, the sweat. Yeah, but very, very high-end SSD. I mean, for gaming, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely not required. But obviously, if you want the absolute best drive, then you're going to be looking at PCI Gen 5. But obviously, you need a matching PCI Gen 5 motherboard to access those full speeds. So I've got that. And then the last piece of the puzzle, we were very, very intrigued by this, especially when we saw the price. I mean, like, let us know in the chat down below what you think the price of this is going to be. Obviously, it's going to vary depending on when you're watching this, but we were very, very impressed when we saw how much this costs. It's a brand new case from ASUS. This is the A31. It's called the ASUS case A31, but there's, sorry, Carl's pointing to the box. ASUS case A31 Plus. Apologies. Not sure if there's a non-plus version, Carl.
That wasn't you're not meant to ask me questions.
Oh, see, I put him on the spot there. Editor can find out a little bit later. Sometimes REG are also in the chat as well. I'm sure they could let us know if there's a non-plus version. But it's quite cool because it's all white, and you do also have like this angled, is it shroud? Like angled, like bottom piece essentially where you can mount extra fans if you want. So if you're going for like a really high-end GPU, maybe like a 5080 or 5090 or something like that, then you can put that here, had some extra fans and that will obviously help you get better temps, especially on a day like today. Very much going to be appreciated, but I think a lot of people do potentially over-spec fans these days, especially for like more modest builds, even something like a 5070. In my opinion, I think you're better off like putting that money into the graphics card or potentially a better graphics card rather than spending like £90 on extra fans and things. You can do that at a later date if you want. Depends if you're doing it for visuals or not, but actually before you buy all of these extra fans, build it without and just essentially see what the thermals are going to be like and see whether it's actually going to make much of a noticeable difference rather than just going all out. But yes, that's what we're doing here today. We're going to kickstart this, but this was supposed to be the over to Carl bit, but he's already featured a lot in this video. So Carl, how are we doing? Who have we got in the chat? And welcome to what was otherwise going to be your day off.
Yeah, I've been summoned in on my day off.
Summoned in, unpaid.
We've got a super chat from Stand Tall 360.
To be clear, he is being paid. He took a half day on Friday and he's taken half day today.
Yeah, so, it's technicality. But they're having a baby tomorrow.
Are they?
Well, they're probably not, but their wife is.
Oh, that's great. Cool. I was going to get technical then. So is that's scheduled in, or are they hoping it's tomorrow?
Yeah.
We don't. Do we want those details? I don't know. But the best of luck.
Yeah, congratulations. They were asking about an Arc A750. I said, get a
A750.
I said, get a B570 or a B580.
It depends where you're watching this from. I'm going to start opening this motherboard as well, so everyone has something to actually watch as we go. Does this button work? Well, it does something. Is it that one? Yes, there we go. I think I need cropping. We didn't test that.
We didn't test that.
And the camera's a bit too dark as well, so it's all chaos around here. I'll tell you what. I'll answer the question whilst I fix it, because otherwise it's going to be chaos, and you won't be able to see anything.
You're just going to climb on the table.
No. We've got the button. We've got the magic button on here. Look, I can press that, and then as if by magic, look. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Look, that's how brightness works, ladies and gentlemen. We did it.
We did it. We have a very off-centered picture-in-picture, though.
Yeah, so we're going to turn that off. So I'm going to start opening up this motherboard, and I'm going to actually answer the question. So yes, A750 was obviously Intel's previous generation of Arc GPUs. And when they launched, there were driver issues. I think it's fair to say that. But they got better and better over time. But they launched, was at the end of last year, the B580 and B570. And in the UK in particular, you can actually get some really good prices on those, which is great. But in the US, not quite so much. I mean, graphics cards in the States in general are a little bit all over the place. So if you were looking at something like an A750, my advice would be to go for the used market, because I'm sure you will be able to find some of those at very good prices if you're trying to save as much money as possible. But we do, of course, have the upcoming 5050 from NVIDIA as well, which has been announced since I've been on holiday. I've just got back, well, a few days ago, actually. Had a flat tire in the car park, which was really fun, just what you want at 1 a.m. in the morning. But this is not a moan about Marcus go on holiday. This is build ourselves a gaming PC. I've lost my train of thought entirely. Yes, 5050's been announced. I imagine it's going to have similar performance to the 4060, but then technically a lower price. But there were 4060s for about the same price it's going to launch at last year. So, but we'll reserve judgment, and obviously it only has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So I'll reserve judgment until we test it, because maybe it will surprise all of us. But yeah, not entirely sure about that. I think if you're going at the budget end of the market, going used could definitely be the best way to go to get yourself a bargain, pretty much from any of the brands really, or step up to like a 4060 Ti 16 gig or something like the RX 9060 XT 16 gig. Those are going to be like the sweet spot really, I think, if you're looking for performance. But yeah, always consider the used market.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have to agree.
Carl?
I think the 16 gigs are pretty much the best. The cheap 16 gigs are pretty much some of the best options right now, like the 5060 Ti and the 9060 XT. Just ignore the 8 gig ones for now.
Yeah, our advice is not to go for those.
Yeah.
Just go for no matter what card, go for the 16 gig variant where you can. Don't get me wrong, like there's plenty of examples that will run perfectly fine with 8 gig of VRAM, but it's more just if you're spending all of that money today, in my opinion, you want something that's going to like cover all bases for years to come, rather than something that you might have to turn settings down in certain games. So even if things like Indiana Jones you can get to run, if you could go for a high VRAM amount, you wouldn't have to deal with that problem. It's just obviously unfortunate that if you want a graphics card that's under £200, you're going to find you're getting a bit limited. Whereas actually we've seen some B570s in the UK for under £200, if my knowledge was correct, or just under, which could be worth considering if you're looking for a really budget option in the UK. But as I say, US pricing is a little bit all over the place. But I spent way too long answering that. Is there anything we can do about this picture? Or is this just maybe just no picture-in-picture today?
Maybe no picture-in-picture.
No picture-in-picture today.
Unless you move the motherboard over there.
No, that's.
But then you have to stand on the wrong
Sorry,
side.
guys. You're just gonna have to deal with that. So yes, as you can see, nice white motherboard here. The gaming, what is it? The Max Gaming Wi-Fi. And I spoke about this not even that long ago. I think it was at Computex. How it was annoying that all these different brands call their motherboards various different names when they could just call it like white. And ASUS is, well, I'm not going to say they've got the memo, because I'm sure this was designed far before I said anything about it, but this has just got literally this little W here, which stands, I assume, for white. So it's going to be nice and easy to work out what motherboards are part of the white range or not. And this also has this nice PCB, or certainly this, yeah, it is white PCB, yeah. So that's going to look really nice in a white rig, which is why we're using it here today. To get started, I usually start with the CPU. Obviously, motherboard is straight down, flat on top of the box as well. Carl, I'm not hearing much chat. What's going on in the chat?
There's loads going on in the chat.
I need my screwdrivers. Sorry, we're double mic'd. There we go, on my way now.
Whoa.
There's loads going on in the chat.
We've got a super chat.
Another super chat? We haven't done the normal chats yet.
We've had lots of normal chats. It's popping off.
Yeah, but you're over there having a conversation, having a natter, and I don't know what's going on.
You're over there doing niche.
Yeah, you're sitting around. Yeah. Yes. So yes, what's going on?
Chat. It said, "Good morning." I guess.
Are they in Australia?
For you. I'm going to move from a 12900K to a 9950X3D.
Oh, it's big. Yeah. Good. 9950X3D. That is pretty much the best of both worlds when it comes to performance and gaming performance, right?
They said they've never done CPU They've done CPU upgrades on the same platform before, but never jumped ship. Have any advice?
Say that again. I was listening, but
do you have any advice to go from a 12900K to a 9950X3D?
The only thing to be aware of is that obviously because it's got half of the cores have access to the 3D V cache and the other half don't. When everything works properly and works as intended, then it will take care of itself, and you'll essentially be running like a 8-core system, if you like. So you're kind of running the 9800X3D, but I don't know about future games if they start to come out and use more cores, what will happen then? Because in theory, if you're using 10 cores all in the game, then 8 of them are going to be 3D V-cache accelerated, but the other 2 aren't. So I'm not entirely sure what happens in that situation, but based on the testing I did, it was essentially just being an 8-core CPU, which is what you'd want for gaming. So I wouldn't say there's anything really to overly think about because the AMD CPUs, as you've just seen from what we've put in there, the pins are on the board just like they are with Intel CPUs. So it's not really anything different.
No.
I wouldn't say. It's pretty much business as usual, really. Just a slightly different mount on the motherboard, as again we'll show you a little bit later. But it's very easy to work out. So no, very pleased actually. I'd say AMD motherboards are kind of easier, not by much, but they're slightly easier to work with than Intel ones, just because the mounting is kind of already on the motherboard. You don't have to put a backplate on, but both are easy enough, right? There's if you built a gaming PC before, business as usual. But thank you very much for the super chat.
We've got another one.
Another super chat.
Another super chat.
Oh, I'm roasting here. I mean, how hot do you think it is in this room? It must be getting on for 30 now.
I reckon 31.
31.
That's just a random guess.
We had a dilemma because we could open the window, but then it's
hotter outside.
It's hotter outside, so you can't really win.
We've got a super chat from Tomo.
Super chat from Tomo. Hello, Tomo.
What GPU upgrade is best to pair with a 650 watt power supply? I've got a 6700 XT at the moment and was looking at the RX 9070 non-XT due to limited power wattage.
Well, I would say it's worth looking at what wattage you're actually using, because the minimums are usually calculated with high-end CPUs and potentially overclocked CPUs. So you may find that you actually have more headroom than you think. So you need to look at what your power supply can actually output and how many connections it's got on it. So you might find that if they've calculated it with a 180 watt or 200 watt CPU, but you're using a 65 watt CPU, then in theory you have the extra headroom there. So if it said you need a 750, you might be able to get away with a 650. Consider trying it. As I say, it depends on the power supply, depends on the exact configuration that you're going. But yeah, that's kind of like a recommended minimum. It's not like a necessarily set in stone minimum because they don't know what you're going to be pairing it with. So explore other options essentially, and maybe ones that say 700 watt minimum you may well be fine with, but obviously you'll have to do your research yourself. Cool.
Yeah. Also depends on the power supply as well. Not all power supplies, every 650 power supply is not the same.
No,
Some
exactly.
have more power to like the 12 volt rail than others. So
yes, exactly. Which is why you annoyingly sometimes have to do a bit of research. But
yeah.
I'm not going to avidly recommend this, but what I might do in that situation is just put it in and see what happens. But that's not. I don't think ASUS would necessarily agree with that.
They wouldn't put that on the website.
No, but I remember testing like a 3080, and I put it with a 650 power supply, and it was absolutely fine, and I used that for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, like it's at your discretion, right? But minimums do take into account higher wattage CPUs and things. Right, moving on, we do have some RAM, and again, massive thank you to Kingston for supplying this, and as I say, it's going to end up to one of you lucky folks, hopefully. This is going to be open to, well, other people as well. Essentially, it's not just PC-centric viewers, but obviously hit that link down below if you want to see the ASUS landing page where they're going to be talking about the giveaway, and they've got some other stuff going on there. I think they're doing a giveaway of some Merlin passes, I believe, as well. But Carl can go through that a little bit later anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, we're going for RAM, and I assume this is 32. Yep, 32 gigabytes of RAM. RAM is so easy these days because you basically want to buy 32 gig, CL30, DDR5, assuming you've got a DDR5 board. Done. Other than that, make sure if you want it to have RGB, has RGB, and obviously is the right color scheme. So pretty easy these days. When DDR5 first came out, it was changing so quick, and you'd be paying loads and loads of money for like a lower latency kit, whereas now, because I think everyone's in agreement that this is the sweet spot, you will find that most of the kits can come in this speed and aren't crazy expensive. But yes, we are using Kingston Fury Beast here today. As I say, DDR5 in this lovely white color. Over to you, Carl. Have you got anything you wanna add?
I was just saying, I'm just going to put a little pinned comment saying about if you want to enter the giveaway, click the link in the description. It's available for the UK and Ireland. if you want to get yourself some goodies, like Marcus just said, there's 2 Merlin Gold Passes up for grabs, as well as this PC, which is obviously the star of the show.
Yeah, are they? I'm not sure if they may well be different, like links and things. Like when you go through, it takes you to a landing page. All the details, terms and conditions are there. We are not ASUS, not ASUS legal, so we have not got all of the terms and conditions in our head, I'm afraid. But yes, you can find all of the entry requirements and everything you need over at the link down below. Really straightforward, as well as our affiliate links to everything that we're using here today. If you want to check out current pricing or learn a little bit more about anything in particular, as always, find those links down below. But you guys know that by now. So you can see our motherboard is pretty much good to go. We just have to add one extra thing, which is going to be the SSD. Again, this is supplied by Kingston. This is the Gen 5 drive, isn't it? The Rapido Extreme Drive. I wonder how many people, I say this every time, but I wonder how many people watching this didn't realise that there was actually a bit of film underneath that you needed to remove. Because nothing really does tell you. You have to kind of know. And I suppose there might be people that don't even realise that is a film. They've seen it, but they don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, very straightforward.
You have like a little tab that sticks out the side. You know, when you have to like take a
battery,
yeah, like a battery and a remote or something.
You're giving ASUS ideas there.
Yeah. A little tab that sticks out to show that it's an obvious peel.
Oh,
oh, you've just annihilated it.
It's because I... Do people want the box? Does the winner want the box? I don't know. Surely they just want the performance. I actually upgraded my mum and dad's PC the other day. Did I tell you this?
Again?
Yeah, did I tell you about that? Because I put the PC case in the car and shut the door, and then like, I don't want to say ruined it, but I did rip a bit. I ripped a bit of the interior.
What, of your car?
Yeah, I've glued it back together. It's fine. It's not like you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. But yes, that was jamming a PC case in the car door because I had the dogs in the car as well, which was fun. But yeah, upgraded them. So then, what are they on? They're on a 13700K now for the gaming. They definitely do, paired with a 4070 Ti Super for all the gaming that they do. It's basically
perfect for all the gaming and web browsing.
Well, it's kind of like my emergency PC. So if I ever need to do any work over there, which, you know, it does happen, or if I want to play games there, I've got a rig ready to go. It's useful. And obviously they do use the computer. True story, when my dad, when I put this new graphics card in for him, he thought he would be really clever and like play a game on it. And he played Tomb Raider Anniversary. Which came out in what, like 2004? So I'm not sure the graphics card going to make much difference there.
30 FPS anyway.
Yeah. But they got my old monitor as well. They got the 3840 by 1600 60 hertz one. So they're laughing. They don't want to go back. Why would you? So much screen real estate for all of his Crystal Palace Football Club forums and emails.
So many emails on one screen.
Yeah. Right. We are good to go. Go on, who's in the chat? I haven't heard from anyone. Give me some names.
Do you want some names?
Motherboard, look, here, good to go. B850. It's got Wi-Fi as well. Wi-Fi 6E. I'll show you the side. Or this camera's probably better to show you the side. Look, so you've got Wi-Fi 6E. You've got USB Type-C there. We've got loads of USB-A's. 2.5 gig LAN. And USB BIOS flashback, which is going to be really important. Because when AMD, let's be honest, almost certainly release new CPUs, if they work in this socket, which I imagine that they will, then you can update the BIOS without needing an existing CPU. Won't matter to you, but if you're buying this in the future, then obviously it might. So yes, this was the Max Gaming Wi-Fi double. That's not W, that's X. How do you do W? Is it that? Isn't it? It's W. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That so in case you didn't get that on the stream, Carl was just doing that at me.
No, but I have my fingers down, so it looks more like a W. Put your fingers down.
That.
There you go.
Oh,
there
okay.
you go.
Sorry,
like
he was doing that, but he was doing it for too long and like staring into my eyes. And,
I was waiting for you to copy.
I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, give me some names, Carl. Who we got?
We've got Elliot Smith. We've got Crafty Bean.
George
Morales.
Yeah.
Crafty Bean is baking today.
Oh,
apparently.
Bean. Have we still got Kent Cookery School?
I don't know. I've not seen them. Kent Cookery School were here earlier.
He was here, but he's left.
We've got another super chat.
Oh my word! I don't know if I can cope with this. The heat is too much, and you know what they say, Carl. If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the studio whilst filming a live stream.
You best get over because there's another super chat. We've not even
Another
got to the
super
first
chat.
one yet.
This is unbelievable. I should say as well, the super chats we split them, so Carl will get half of the super chats because I know, you know, realistically I'm a big deal, right? But Carl is arguably the biggest deal in this room, so you know.
Is that like a? What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Because we were talking about Glastonbury before we started this, and Carl didn't really know what it was, didn't know what the pyramid stage was, and he almost certainly won't know. I watched is it the 1975? That's the band name, isn't
Snow
it?
Patrol.
No, that Snow Patrol was a different band. And I'm not sure if he was joking or not, but he stood up and he was like saying, I am the something along the lines of like I am the best writer of lyrics ever, or of my generation. It's like, oh. So, and I don't know if he was joking or not. So, and he was drinking Guinness on stage as well. I'm not sure about it. It's not for me, but
I don't mind the Guinness. So
well, yeah, I like Guinness. I mean, you know, like saying you're the greatest of all time is
the goat.
not sure about that. Shall we get this?
We've not even got to the super chats yet. You got distracted.
Right. The super chats can wait, guys. Okay. I know you're being helpful. I know we're really appreciating it. But look at this cooler. You know how I feel about coolers and radiators.
That's what one of the super chats is even about.
But just look. Let me get this in the case, and then we'll do the super chats. All right. And don't anyone else post a super chat in the next 5 minutes because I'll be cross.
Rob and Stedman Hawk, you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah. No, you had your name said twice now. I am joking. I'm very appreciative, but we do. Have you seen the IT crowd where he wears those trousers? I've got the need. I just need to move on to the next thing.
You're like, I need to move on, and then instantly goes on about something else. Do you know that scene from the IT?
Do you remember Glastonbury? You know Matty Healy when he kept. Yeah. Oh, this is thick. This is a thick piece of glass. Look, have a go with that.
Sounds like a piece of glass. That's thick.
No, I was going to say it's thick glass. I won't have you talk badly about this piece of glass. That's a great piece of glass as far as the knock test goes. So yes, you see what I mean. Like we've got these potential spots here for angled fans. You can see down. So if you're going to use a power supply, which obviously you need to, I would advise going for ones that have white cables, or those are going to be a little bit more on the noticeable side. I guess you could cover it up with something if you wanted to, but probably not advised. This particular version that you can see, it comes with fans fitted to stand as well. Those are white cables, which is also a nice touch as well. So good to see if you want to go for this color scheme. There you've got everything covered. And when we take this off the side, we've got this little, I was going to say exhaust, but it could be an intake or an exhaust here as well. Just means that you have the glass on the front, and then obviously you're not missing out particularly on airflow.
People are fed up of waiting. They've sent another super chat.
Oh, what did I say? I said if there's another one in the next 5 minutes, the stream is over.
Fade to black.
Fade to black. That's it.
Game over.
Oh, that was really undramatic. It faded back in. Faded back in. Oh, no. All right. We'll do the super chats. But look at my case, guys. Look at this.
This is my case. Look at it.
Yes, this could be one of yours potentially.
Case.
Huh?
What? I said it's the best case, the greatest case.
Oh, I see. You're making that. We don't go there. I think we can. No, we don't go there. We don't go there. We don't discuss those topics here on this channel. Good memes, though. I will say.
Good memes, though.
I think everyone can agree. You get some good memes.
Fans.
Yeah.
BTF.
Fans. Oh, BTF support. Look at that. Look, nice.
Oh, and micro ATX.
And we've got
as well.
some. Yes, that's a good point, because it does annoy me if you get a case that's only ATX BTF support. But look, here you go. You've got your support down the bottom or here as well. So if you want to go for a smaller sized, you're in luck. And they've also given us silver screws as well, rather than black ones. So look, they're thinking about this. It's good attention to detail.
We've got another super chat. So
we've lined them up. This is the best marketing I've ever done in my life. It's like, whatever you do, don't send a super chat. Don't do it. What bad idea. It's like back in the day when PewDiePie did his "Can this video get the most dislikes?" That was good. That was a good video. They're coming back now. You remember that one?
No.
You don't know that?
No.
Where? When
Did
was
it
that?
get the most dislikes?
Yeah, you got loads of dislikes because he did. How many likes can this video get?
Yeah.
And it was like just screaming at the camera for 10 minutes,
And then
saying
it got
like,
loads of
and like
likes.
it was funny. It was like going out in the street, going down like a trike in this road, just like with a foghorn shouting, like this video. And then it was so popular, we did another one
Ah.
for
Did it get
dislikes.
more likes or?
A dislike. No, it got loads of it got loads of dislikes.
Ah.
And then I have to show you this afterwards. And then the third and final video, this is great content. The third and final video I did was, can this video get the exact same amount of likes and dislikes?
You know, there's one person who's just going to sit there and click the
Yeah,
like.
but you can't do that anymore because you can't see the dislikes. So
Oh, yeah.
I like it when people say this video has so many dislikes, and then I look at my stats and there's like 88% of people liked it. So I'm not sure, mate. Right, shall we do the super chats? I am perspiring.
Do you want to start with the most recent one and work our way backwards? Or...
No, let's start from the person that did it first.
Stedman Hawk, what's your opinion of the 16 gig 5080? All of my PC parts arrive tomorrow and I'm buying the GPU for my first PC build.
Personally, based on my experience, I don't have a big issue with 16 gig of VRAM. It's more principle on that one because you'd think it should have gone up from the previous generation, right? And you think the previous AMD cards had more VRAM, so it got faster memory, but the capacity was the same. There are rumors that we're going to get like a super version. I mean, you know, obviously this is sponsored by ASUS, so I think it would be very silly for me to say it's definitely going to happen. But I think it's fair to say that when NVIDIA do release future graphics cards, they probably will have more VRAM, in my opinion. Nothing to do with ASUS. And there's also rumors that they're going to do the same with the 5070 as well, which is something we can obviously chat about when we get this in the rig a little bit later. So if you need a graphics card now, you can get it at a great price, especially in the UK. It doesn't seem like a bad time to grab one. In the States, obviously, it just comes down to pricing and availability, really. I certainly wouldn't overpay for any of the graphics cards at the moment. I think it doesn't matter which one it is, I wouldn't overpay.
Are you ready for the big one?
But yes, sorry, super chat.
Rob Thomas has donated $100.
$100?
$99.99.
$99.99. Are you sure that's not $9.99?
No, $99.99 US.
Well, all right. Well, that means I need to pay Carl more money then.
Thanks,
Oh.
Rob.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I think you deserve a proper super chat for that.
Are you going to walk off camera and come back on? Yeah, wait.
Super chat.
I feel like we should have zoomed for dramatic effect.
Well, we can't really do that. Thank you. That's very generous. Thank you so much. I think that's the most generous one we've ever had. So
I think
thank
that
you
is
so much
top
for that.
donator.
Top donor. There you go. All right. Thank
So
you
do
for
you want
that.
to hear what Rob had to say?
No. Next one? No. Yeah, of course.
He said, I know you really don't like AAOs, but what if the chassis/frame was all included with a loop, radiators, quick connect ports for water cooling, and so desired fans and soft tubes are all that's needed. Everything's in there. All you need is some tubes.
Well, the
and
problem
some
is,
fans.
right, I don't know, but some people have done that. I think Cooler Master have tried to do that before. Yeah, something like you had like the NZXT H1 as well, did that as well.
Well, no, that had just had an AO in it.
Yeah.
He's saying about an integrated loop with radiators, with just quick connect ports.
I'm pretty sure I saw one of those at Computex.
Well, this year?
Yeah, I think it was Deep Cool had one. Like they did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did have one like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. It's just the problem is with like the DIY market is you then like take the H1 for example, right? Or like the NR Max, 200 Max, whatever it was that had the cooler and stuff in it. As soon as you start adding extra stuff, you're kind of reducing the amount of people that could potentially buy it because you're selling to people that might already have parts they want to carry forward, which is why you don't see things like that very often. But I think, yeah, if you had a company, you know, maybe like Corsair or something like that, because they could do it because they've obviously got all of their like HydraX range and stuff. So in theory, that would be quite a good idea if, yeah, you kind of had like an out of the box loop good to go with a quick connects and stuff. I'd like to see it. I definitely would like to see it.
Just had like a reservoir built in. You just have to pour water in the top.
Yeah.
Connect it in, and that's it.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, and a block and stuff. That would be good.
You just have to fit the block onto the motherboard.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was like a quick connect, so you put the block on here, and then the quick connect literally just like plugs in or
Click
something.
in. That'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you're doing a soft line, it's actually really easy.
Yeah.
Anyway, you obviously do have risks of leaks, but compared to like hardline tubing, where you have to, I knew leaving this on the floor
one day
for 3 years would come in handy. Yeah, for soft tubing, it's easy because you just like literally go, right, it's going there, cut it, bang, done. Whereas this, let's say you wanted to get this from here to, I don't know, like here, it's quite difficult to bend. Like if you're doing one bend, fine, but as soon as you need to get it exactly in the right position, it's difficult, and you'll find that you spend ages like trying to screw bits in because it's like almost fitting but not quite. So yeah, if you're not so fussed about the visuals, soft line tubing is going to give you the best performance.
I think those server style sort of soft tubing as well, don't they? With just a quick connect.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
quite good.
because you have more water. That's
Yeah.
I think part of the secret. It's not just obviously potentially thicker radiators and things or more pressure, but you actually have more water. So you've got a better specific. No, the specific heat capacity of water would be a constant, wouldn't it? But I remember science, primary school. But yeah, the more liquid you have, the more energy you can go into that to heat it up, essentially, right? So that's why it will be better for cooling the system, assuming you've got a decent block on it as well. But yes, that. Thank you so much for that super chat. It is genuinely very, very good, very, very nice.
Very, very nice. Very appreciated.
Very, very, just very, yeah, very generous. That's
Very
the word
generous,
I'm looking
that's
for.
the
Thank
word.
you so much. Honestly, we're melting here.
And then the other super chats were saying, "I'm not waiting. Take my money now."
Okay.
And
That's
then,
it. All right.
That was it.
Thank you
That
very
was
much.
from Stantol 360. And then Osu Samurai said, "I
that
make
was
very
it?
good financial decisions."
Oh, so neither of them actually wanted.
No, they just donated to make
Oh, well,
you
that's
get
very
back
kind.
to the super chats.
We'll say their name again because I think we spoke at the same time.
Stantol 360 and Osu Samurai.
Yeah,
They
there you
both
go.
donated just to make you stop talking and talk about super chats.
Okay. Well, it did work. So
It
there
did
we go.
work.
So if you want to annoy me, send more super chats in. If not, don't bother. That's the advice here today. So yeah. Can we share the news, Carl, about your personal news?
Oh yeah, I got a house. I was like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved house. Finally moved house.
Which means he's looking to buy furniture.
We went on a bit of a haul this morning. We went to Tesco, then went to the range, and then to B&M.
Yeah.
Exciting places.
And you, it wasn't IKEA, it was a different brand, but he was telling me that he ordered all the stuff well in advance, and then when he took out the box, there were 2 separate boxes with all the bits in, and they were different colours. So
Yeah,
his bed is unfashionably dual colour, apparently.
Yeah, so the bed is a problem at the moment.
But exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of stuff for me to do, which is not as much fun.
Well, can't you do it together? There's 2 of you.
Well, I asked her to assemble this like
Yeah.
thing earlier. What was it? It was basically like a toilet roll holder.
Well, an IKEA job type thing.
Like it was just come out of the packet. It was a toilet roll holder. Basically, just screw the poles together and put the base on. It was like a freestanding one, and she kind of broke it and ripped the base off, so it's wonky and doesn't stand up flat.
Oh, it's not a wall one.
No, it's like a floor one.
I just, I like to have better access. I like it to be nearer,
I'm probably just gonna buy a wall one.
I'll tell you what, because I remember vividly. I'm pretty sure the best loo roll holders are called IKEA Brogrund.
Brogrund.
Yeah, because it has such a good name, Brogrund.
Brogrund.
So those are the ones that I would go for. So yeah, not affiliated, not sponsored. Just yeah.
Thea Fox just told me off for
What?
slandering Ellie.
What?
Thea Fox just told me off.
What do you
She
mean
said-
told you off?
She said no, Ellie slander Carl.
Oh.
It's fine. She's not watching.
That makes it fine. Well, I wouldn't say that was slander. I'd say you said that she broke
broke
something.
it.
So that's factual. If you said I don't like her anymore because she broke it, that'd be different. And if Thea wants to get funny about it, we can talk about the time she thought she'd be helpful and put my Lando Norris poster in the frame, and it needed to be cut to exactly the right size because it wasn't the right size for the frame. And I was like, oh, look, I know sometimes I'm probably, a little bit like, I'm doing it. But she was being helpful. And I was like, no, look, it needs to be cut in a certain way, I'll do it. No, it's fine. It's fine. I can do it. And what did she do? She cut it too short. So there's a load of the poster missing now. And then we got really upset and got, I think tears were found. But I was very good about it, actually. So surprisingly, my poor Lando Norris poster was quite literally in pieces.
Poor Lando.
Anyway, I'm sure this is a riveting experience
She just said,
for everyone.
boring.
No,
That's what I said.
you know,
That's what
you know.
she said.
No political memes today.
No memes.
And this is UK memes now. Yeah, okay, so here we are. All white build, look. It's cracking on. What do you reckon, Carl?
Oh yeah, look, you're building a PC behind me.
Yeah, you remember that. We're not just talking about Brogrund.
Someone said we're like two old washerwomen chatting. Just sat at the laundromat.
And I heard as well that in the States at one point someone walked into was it a micro center or something like that, and that our stream was like archive was on. I'm sure it's quality.
It's just people
quality stuff.
gassing
Yeah.
for 2 hours.
If you've just joined, by the way, massive thank you once again to ASUS because they are sponsoring this, which is why we've pretty much got an all ASUS gaming PC. But at the end of the day, if you want to go to a supplier and you want to do an all white build, it's good to go to one that actually has everything you need in white because it's quite difficult to find everything in white essentially. But yes, ASUS seem to have you covered here. Yeah, it's looking good. I like the style. I think this is like probably the sweet spot really for cases. You can get quite a few like this as well. I do like, as I say, the angled bit on this, but yeah, price on this is good as well. But my favorite ASUS case is still the GOAT, which is the AP201. Good.
Just nice, good size, isn't it?
Yeah, good size. But yeah, what's this called again? It's the ASUS case A31 Plus. Now,
I like how you read it like you're doing like a radio presenter.
Radio? Have you ever heard my
Not
radio voice?
Like a local radio readout for like an advert or something.
Yeah, I could do that. I'd be fine. Right, should we actually plug some connections in?
We need the power.
No, not yet. Let's say we need to plug the connections in.
Not ready for the power supply.
I used to do that back in the. Everyone remembers the Xbox Live party days, right? Surely.
When you had an Xbox.
Yeah. Oh, actually, can I just say? I don't know. You know exactly what I'm gonna say. I think here. When we were in Compitex and we stayed up late to try and get the video done, and then it was bedtime, and just as we were trying to sleep, I said to you, it's like, do you remember in Call of Duty Word at War, bouncing Bettys? And then we're just talking about Call of Duty memes,
bouncing Bettys,
Commando Pro and stuff like that for about half an hour before we actually went to sleep, which was quite fun.
And the noob tube.
Noob tubes. And then I sent you the video the other day, didn't I, of that massively overpowered combo.
Yeah.
Well, it was that guy who just noob tubed everyone.
Yeah.
Predator missile, 8130, tactical, bang, done.
Done in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, those were the days. I've no idea how we got to that point, but what was I saying?
We're gonna connect some cables.
Gonna connect some cables, yeah.
And then we went on to bouncing Bettys.
No, there was something in between. It didn't go straight to that. But people in the chat, they know what we're talking about. Xbox radio voice. Back in the Xbox Live days, I used to do my radio voice, and people thought it was funny.
Kent Cookery School asks, "What are you cooking?"
Wait, are you saying, are you cooked?
No, he literally said, "What are you cooking?" He didn't say you're cooked.
Yeah. I mean, that is on topic, I think.
I'm pretty sure there's another hole right there for that.
On brand. Yeah, but I like to be different. Just getting them ready. What am I cooking? I don't know. It's Gusto again tonight, so I know that's not very interesting, but it works for me because when you're doing a live stream, you don't want to be planning. You just want to follow some simple instructions.
You want to be told what you're having.
Yeah, exactly. Or better still, have Thea cook it for you. So I'm not cooking anything.
No.
Well, I offered as well as bad. I said I'd do it today because she's not feeling well. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll cook. And I was like, actually, we're doing a live stream.
Anyway.
Anyway, should we actually show everyone these cables? Is that going to be better? So we're going to start with well, they're all very important, but the one that really is the most important because it determines whether your PC will boot is this one. It says front panel on it, and if you've been building PCs for, I'd say, longer than about 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, you'll know the pain of the old days where you had these tiny little individual connections. Not so anymore. Most cases will come with one that just says front panel. And then at the bottom right of your motherboard, you'll just slip this on over the top like that. And then it's always good to cable manage as you go. So just to tuck this back through to the other side, get that nice, neat and tidy, and then you're pretty much good to go. We also have some more down here. We've got addressable RGB, which is the latest version of RGB, essentially. It just means you get more patterns and have more control over the lighting effects in your PC. So we're going to plug this little header in down the bottom. You can't really miss these because you've got 3 pins. It's like a 4-pin well, it looks like it's a 4-pin with 1 missing, is the way to think of that. We also have a fan header. Is that because, or fan cable? For the fans, they are daisy chained. Some cases will have a hub on it. This one doesn't. It just has daisy chained fans. So we connect this down the bottom here as well. And again, we've got nice white cables here, which looks great against the white case. I have to be neat as well for this one, actually, don't I? Because people have the chance of winning.
This is going to go to somebody.
Yeah.
This has to be your best work ever.
Does it? No, best work ever is my personal rig. When I can be bothered. No, best work ever is...
That's not even... I was going to say, that's not best work ever.
Best work ever is a hardline rig. I put F into that.
This is being given away, though. This has got to be...
Exactly, mate. Not my problem.
All right.
Someone else can deal with it. No, that's a joke.
ASUS are giving it away.
I will do my absolute best, and we'll do some nice cable management at the end. Look, that was.
We've just had another super chat.
I'm roasting, man. I'm melting away here.
No, that's not what they said.
But it's true. It's true.
We had a super chat from Lord P.
Lord P. Can Lord P wait 1 second while
Lord
I plug
P
in?
said, buy the PC Centric mouse mat while stocks last.
That's the one. That is the one. And we did so well. Last time I looked, we'd shifted almost 100 of these, which means we've just got under 100 left, guys. So if you want to grab a PC-centric mouse mat, it's pccentric.store. And you can get one of these lovely mouse mats before they sell out. And we're not going to be selling them again. Because if you didn't watch my video, long story short, they didn't sell. Well, some did, but not. I thought we were going to sell out in like a day. And it's not sold out, and it's been like 2.5 years. But we live and we learn. We live and we learn. So we're still on the red on that one. But that's why we have lovely people like ASUS who reach out and want to sponsor videos like this, because they feel sorry for you and your mouse mat situation.
USB-C.
USB-C. You spoke over me when I was saying about it. I was like, oh, we're going to do it. It's like, no,
back on track.
super chat. No, you were given the super chat. What did we say about the super chats, you know?
They have to wait.
People are disrespectful. I'm talking.
I'll be quiet.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. I'm just hot, Carl. And not in like an attractive way. I'm just roasting over here. So we've got 2 connections here. We've got our USB 3 and our USB Type-C. So 3.1 and then 3. I also say if you are American and you don't understand my English humour, I am sorry. Because I have upset many Americans over
sorry
the day.
for no reason. Then.
Well, no, because like, if I said that to... Because I went to like a Amazon thing not that long ago, and there was some... Well, I think there's one... She was very nice. There was a cleaning lady called Hillary there, and I was talking to her. She's American. She's lived over here in the UK for quite a while now. And yeah, at one point I think I did upset her.
Ah.
But I did apologise. It's not like me to upset anyone. But that was just by like, I can't remember what it was, but it was a joke. And it clearly wasn't very funny. Well, she did. It's British humour. It's like dry.
Yeah,
I don't think
she didn't appreciate your level of banter.
No, but that might just be a me thing rather than the British humour thing. But I think all was well. No, the worst bit was one of the girls on the plane on the way home. Right, there was a guy from Love Island there as well. Who was on the plane. Really weird. Just he was having a dance to himself with headphones on. No, in the waiting area.
Oh.
Before we got on.
Oh.
It was weird. Ryanair.
Oh.
I didn't. Yeah, I know. It wasn't even priority, Ryanair. It wasn't even speedy boarding. I was very confused. But yeah, on the way when we got back, one of the girls that passed me, I said, "Oh, can you pass me my bag?" It was in the overhead locker above her, and she'd like clearly been sleeping, like we all had on the plane on the way home because it was late. So I said, "Oh, did you have a good sleep?" No, I've been awake the whole time. Why do I look tired? No.
No.
No. Oh no. He's like, code red, get out of it. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
You look like you've just woken up. Oh no.
Yeah. It's like you look so tired. No. Right. So
The screen's looking at the desk.
oh, that's a good view. That one.
That one. Well, are we going to put the power supply in now?
I don't know. We've got a couple of options. I think the GPU, because I think we've spent too long talking about guff, really, and we should actually get to the real meat and potatoes of this rig.
Yeah.
Although we've got the cooler to do. That would actually be the most sensible thing to do.
Should probably do that first. Where's it gone? Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, that's why. It's the heat, guys. We're panicking over it. But yes, prime in white, and then obviously you have the power supply as well. We could do the power supply. Should we do the power supply?
No, because we've got a super chat from Dylan White, 25.
Doesn't he understand the intricacies of trying to talk about power supply? Probably not. Carl.
Dylan White, 25, said they would love this PC as their current one is not working anymore.
Yeah.
Dylan, you have to enter the giveaway.
You have to enter the giveaway. I would love to say that, you know what, let's just give it to Dylan. Done deal. That wouldn't be allowed. I'd get told off.
Asus ROG are in the chat, so if you message them, Dylan, and just be like, you know...
No, don't.
What? Well, he can message Asus ROG.
Well, they're still going to say no, because he's got to enter the competition and win fairly.
Well, that's Asus's problem, not mine.
Well, only because you've given it. You've handed it off.
I've handed the problem over.
You've handed it off.
Well, Dylan donated €20, you know.
20 euros? What, just to ask for the PC?
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'll be honest. Doesn't seem like a. I'm very appreciative of the super chat, but that is essentially just saying I'll give you 20 euros for this PC. I think the parts cost a bit more than 20 euros.
But now it's gone from a giveaway to a raffle all of a sudden.
No, it's not a raffle. I think legally it's absolutely
No.
not a raffle. Let's be clear on that. Full terms and conditions, I'll link down below if you want to enter. I want to move on swiftly, but thank you very much for the super chat, genuinely. Carl will be able to change the colour of his bed. What?
Change the what?
Change the colour of his bed. Because you've got two boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're looking at me like, what are you on about? You told me this story earlier today. You're making it up. Look, he's run out of things to say. He's just been...
like, change the colour of my bed. What am I going to do to it?
Oh, yeah, I moved. Let's open this up because I want to grab the cables. And look at this packaging. Look, I know it's not the main feature, but it's always good to see a well-packed power supply, isn't it?
This is a special power supply as well.
And it's in white. If you want to, and actually in this case, I think a white power supply would look good, to be honest, because you're going to see the top of it. But a lot of power supplies, you could, in theory, just go for a black power supply and then go for white cables. But it also depends on the look that you want as well, right?
What colour cables does it come with?
If it's not white, I'd be very surprised. I would have egg on my face. Oh. No, they're white. They're white cables. Oh, fade to black again. That's it. Goodbye. We can't do that gag too many times because then people go, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this clown. And then they'd leave. So, yeah, we don't want that. We don't encourage people to leave. We encourage people to stay. Like the video. If you're watching this and you haven't liked this video, we're going to have words. Yeah? I'll send Carl round.
Yeah. It'd be like someone just knocked up at my door. It's like, who are you? It's like, oh, it's me, Carl.
I'll have you know.
How do I know?
He's the most aggressive, burly man I've ever met in my life. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Fresh out of Burley.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I could. I reckon I could have you. Is that the reaction? Is that the reaction?
That's not what I was expecting
No.
you to say.
Do you reckon I could have your dad?
Probably not.
No, your dad's slightly scary.
He's scrappy.
Anyway, who's in the chat?
He was a scrappy one.
Who's in the chat as I open these white cables, though?
You seem to have forgotten that this is a GPU first power supply.
Sorry? GPU first?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, what does that mean? What do you mean?
It features GPU first voltage sensing patent intelligent voltage stabilizer.
Do you want to say it in a more... Hold on. Do you want to say it in a more serious voice? Right, let's go again. Do your best radio voice, okay? I should say that this is obviously...
I like speak into my hand to make it sound more authentic?
Well, yeah, so I'll build you up because what I would say is I'd say that obviously this is a 1000-watt power supply. It is fully modular. Platinum, I assume it's platinum rated because it says platinum on it.
platinum white edition.
Yeah, 80 plus platinum, 10-year warranty, ATX 3.1. That's what I'd say. It's actually a bit overkill for the build we're doing here with a 5070, but obviously as soon as you step up to like 5080, 5090, you're basically looking at a 1000 watt. You probably could get away with an 850 with some configs, but yeah, you always want to overspec it really. That's what I would say. You know, great option to go for. As I say, and obviously comes in white as well. But yes, I think Carl, I'm looking at the wrong camera. There it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carl can do the best radio voice, so I will get this. We'll pretend this is the B-roll look. And over to you on 101 FM, editor Carl.
101 FM.
Yeah. Yeah. This is 101 FM. You're meant to be promoting. Now, a little quick word from this video sponsor.
This is the ASUS ROG Strix 1000 watt Platinum White Edition PSU, featuring GPU first voltage with sensing with patented intelligent voltage stabilizer to enhance voltage delivery by up to 45% to your graphics card for smoother gameplay and unwavering performance.
That was really good. There was only one word in there that was very English.
Which one?
I can't remember, but that was
it stabilizer?
Probably. Stabilizer.
Stabilizer.
There we are. Now that you don't get promo like that anywhere else, do you? It also comes with a 0 dB fan mode that you can turn
Basically,
on or off.
it's just really good for your GPU.
It powers your graphics
It's really
card.
good at keeping your GPU powered up.
Yep. I would say if you didn't have one, you wouldn't be able to turn it on.
If you didn't have a power supply, it wouldn't work.
That is the best promo you can get.
Without this, it doesn't work.
We've done a very good job to make a power supply exciting. I
Yeah,
think actually, for what is, you know, it needs to function, it needs to be quiet, it needs to provide good power, you know, easy to connect, have like ATX 3.1, all the connections you need, good wattage.
Yeah.
I think we've done a good job to hype this up.
Voltage sensing, patented, intelligent voltage stabilizer.
maybe if anything, we've overhyped it. Right? People are going to be too excited about this that they're going to have to check it out with the affiliate links listed down below.
Rivstar said, "What has this turned into?"
Why is Rivstar here? Honestly, always like he hangs around like a bad smell.
Oh,
No,
but
we
he
love
is our
Rivstar.
top moderator.
Yeah, Rivstar. If you're not in the PC Centric Discord, hit the link down below. You need to get there. You can have a chat with Rivstar. Did he ever finish his PC? He had a deep cool case
He's
off
got
me.
like 3 PC.
Well, did he ever build in it?
Rivstar's
I bet
got
he
air
hasn't done it.
conditioning.
Bet he hasn't done it. Huh?
Rivstar's got air conditioning. He said he's fine. He said he's not hot. Man's not hot.
Well, he needs to wear a puffer jacket, doesn't he?
Yeah. That's what I feel like I'm wearing at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just getting hotter.
We're
and
hardcore.
hotter here.
I've kept you hydrated. I've given you your Factor 50 sun cream.
I'm not meant to drink it.
What, the water?
No, the sun cream.
You never know. I think for legal, we have to say, please don't drink sun cream. But not a good idea. What I should say is the reason I wanted to get this power supply out now, yeah, that camera, now is because it's going to be easier to actually plug in our PCIe connections. Well, no, actually, we can do all of it now. Yeah, we do all of it now. But it's going to be easier
Plug them in now and then put the cooler in.
Yeah, because the cooler, when you put it at the top, it obviously restricts the amount of space that you have to work with. So, yeah, we're going to do this.
It's a big brain movement.
Big brain movement. And have they done? Yes. I was going to say our name and shame, but I think, again, legal probably wouldn't like that. But there's definitely one. There was a power supply not that long ago, wasn't there? I don't know who it was. That'd be funny if it was ASUS, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Who knows? There was a company that would have. I'll be honest. That would be fun if it was. But there was a company that sent a power supply out, and I was building with it, and it was really quite annoying because they didn't label these two ends, and they were actually exactly the same, or at least you could plug them in, but they weren't the same. But they would fit in the same holes. So they both just said CPU on it. Whereas yes, you want one that says PSU, one that says CPU, so you can actually see what's going on. And plug it into the right end. But we're just going to connect this now. Very straightforward. How's everyone doing though? Like, if you're in the UK, are you also baking? Are you also doing what everyone does, which is go onto Amazon and type in air conditioner and go, nah.
Yeah. Everyone thinks about it. It's like, oh
That's
yeah, I
as
should
far
get
as
one
they
of them.
get. Nah.
And then you think, do
Nah.
I want to spend 400 quid and they're really ugly?
Well, I use it. Well, I think you would use it. But then actual air conditioning apparently is like £3,000. plus if you want it
Depends how many
installed
rooms you get.
professional. You're an electrician. You used to fit them, did you?
Never. I'll put like the fuse spur on the wall, which the air conditioner
Whoa,
man then
hang on.
connects
What's
to.
a fuse spur?
You don't know what a fuse spur is?
I kind of know, but it's
like-
better if we explain it.
You might have one in here somewhere. It's basically a switch with a fuse next to it, and then like you might wire something into it,
Okay.
like a heater, for example, or like a towel route.
Is it not just cable?
It's what?
So it goes. You've got the board, and
Yeah.
then cable comes into the room.
It will go to basically like a local isolator.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know
Like a
that.
13 amp fuse. in here.
13.
13 amp fuse, yeah. Just to, because obviously the fan in the room doesn't use all the power. All the power's outside.
Right.
So that needs a big chunky cable.
Yeah, indeed.
And then in the room, it's basically just a big fan.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, it's heat pump in reverse, isn't it? Really?
backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can
Cold,
buy
it's a cold pump.
you can buy air conditioners that have a reverse valve. I think that means they can do heat as well, which is useful until you realise. But then that doesn't do your hot water, so
So you need both.
you still need a heat pump for your house or a boiler as well. Wow, we're boring. Wow.
You can tell we're over 30.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm plugging in the wrong connection. I'm going crazy here. I think we may well need a SATA connection, so we're going to do that.
Have you even checked?
What?
Well, they're right there.
No. So look, this is the thing with Carl. Like, he's been all smart. I'm talking about the.
Oh, he's future-proofing.
I'm future-proofing. Talking about the all-in-one might need a SATA connection. You see?
Might do.
Might do. Might not.
It does have an LCD.
We'll see. But I'm plugging a SATA in. I'm also plugging in our RTX. There it is. I like these cables though. They're cool. They're kind of like a weird. I assume that's plastic, but it kind of looks like braided. Like, have a go with that.
Oh, it doesn't feel like how I looked at.
It's kind of like wet, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's just our hands.
No. It just feels.
These cables feel wet.
Yeah.
I think it's just our clammy hands.
Yeah. So whoever wins this, you're gonna get clammy hands.
You're gonna get all those particles from Marcus's hands.
Yeah. Should we do something we haven't done in ages?
So we just got called boomers.
How old is that? No, we're Gen Z. Oh, wait, no,
No, we're
millennials. That's the one.
Yeah, we're not boomers.
No. I'm going so grey. I don't know if people have worked this out. Look at that. Look at that.
Why do you think I cut my hair so
Look
short?
at that. Grey hair. It's the stress. It is stress. I do get. Maybe I'm just easily stressed. Don't know.
You just keep picking those same cables up and throwing them on the table.
Yeah, I'm sorting. Yeah, it's all good. So we should have one CPU. We could plug to it. We can plug to it, but it's not going to make any difference on this this config, though, is it? So, no.
You don't want to, do you?
No, I can't. No, don't.
But it is a giveaway PC, so.
All right. Because it's a giveaway PC, I will do it. But essentially, when you're plugging a motherboard in, if you're doing like extreme overclocking or really high-end wattage CPUs, then you've got extra 8-pin connections in. But with a 9900X, I don't think you'd be using that anyway. But I don't know, maybe it'll give you more stable power or something. If ROG are in the chat, they might be able to tell us.
They are in the chat.
There you go. So are there any advantages to plugging in all of the power supply connections to the CPU if you're not using over the required power or the necessary power? Right, let's slot this in. What's going on in the chat, Carl? I need to do some screwing. So
what?
I need to do some screwing.
Oh, okay.
You got a problem with that?
No. You screw as much as you like.
Ah.
Elliot Smith said that you're not going grey at all. It's not that grey.
Oh, I assure you, when you have this in full 16K resolution in the mirror, it's quite grey.
Luke said, at least you still have hair. I'm losing it at 21. So,
yeah. F's in the chat?
F's in the chat for Luke's hair?
Yeah, sorry about that. But I will say, I do know quite a few men that look very good with bald head.
Did you see that Pitbull thing? They're like, the singer Pitbull. He came to like the UK to play a gig,
Right.
and everybody
Oh yeah, I
turned
did
up
see that.
with
Was
bald
amazing.
caps.
That was amazing. I did see that. Oh, that was so good. Good stuff. No, I thought you were going to talk about that meme that we absolutely shouldn't be talking about.
I don't know which one you're on about.
Okay. I'll tell you
Oh, we're
what.
actually getting F's in the chat for Luke's hair. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah, sorry, Luke. But at least you are always part of this channel. So, yeah. And anyway, you might find that you stop losing the hair. It might have just been, I don't know. Is that how science works? You lose a bit, and then you have a full head of hair till you're 60.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how it works.
Yeah, but we can.
But then sometimes you might lose. You don't lose all of it.
Yeah.
You might just go a certain amount
like
back.
one of my friends started losing hair quite early, but I don't think he's losing it that quick, because I kind of thinking about it. He's been losing hair for like 7 years. Yeah. So yeah. This is the old person chat.
We are the old people sat by the washing machine talking.
I haven't told you what I did today. Or did I? I might have told you this. No, I think I told you, but didn't give you the specifics. Did I say I went to the cafe today?
Yeah, you went to the cafe.
But I was the only person in there the whole time.
No one else was in there.
No one else was in the cafe. It was just me.
A cafe for American viewers is where you go.
Oh, so good. If you right, when Americans come to the UK and they go, oh, let's go to London. Oh, let's go to the Twinings tea shop. Like English people don't do that, right? You're going to the wrong places. Get yourself down to the highest rated greasy spoon local cafe you can, right? Because that is what English is all about. So one of my Malaysian friends, he visited last year, and yeah, first thing I did, took him to the cafe. Absolutely loved it. It's not going to be the best Instagram photo, but that's probably a good thing, Like it's proper English, English,
English with an I.
Yeah, but there was no one in there. So
yeah. So is that a good sign? That's usually a bad sign.
No, it's all right. They know me in there now. I live in there, so Sunday cafe is good. But I had my tyres changed because obviously, as we know, I had the flat when I got back from my holiday.
Back to the puncture again.
1 a.m. So I had to have that fixed. So yeah, it's good. I've been doing cables for a very long time. I don't know why. I think I'm just melting again. So we're going to grab this. We'll feed this down into position. We'll grab our 600 watts cable, and we're going to get this ready for the... I broke.
You broke?
My brain went...
Were you plugging it into?
No, it's because I looked at the cameras and looked for the red light, but I missed that red light was there. So I looked at them, I was like, they're both off! And then my brain died.
It just stopped functioning.
It stopped functioning. It was that EXE.
Worst case scenario, you can look at this screen.
EXE has not responded, so yeah. How does the stream look, by the way? Does the stream look better than normal? Because we tried some new stuff. Like, we are going to invest in a lot better equipment soon, which is good. But this is like a new grade, so...
New LUT.
The
old
new
LUT was
Lutty
called
boy.
Lutty Boy.
Yeah, who named that?
You did.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That was
And then this one's now called... Has this one got a good name, or...?
No, it's called main camera and right camera, or whatever. Left camera and main.
Oh.
Don't sound disappointed. That's...
Well, it's not as good as Lutty Boy 1 and 2.
Well, that doesn't help you because you don't know which is for which camera, do you? So, yeah, right. Cables are good to go. I'm going to leave this SATA here in case we need it. I can always take that out. Then we're going to spin this round. Look, I'll drop this down actually so you can see. But yeah, how's the video? Look, you didn't actually answer.
Oh, yeah.
Did it look the same? Slightly better.
Stream looks perfect to Adira.
That's good.
That's good. We're in 4K at the moment, so
yeah.
Previously we were 1080p. Now we're 4K.
Oh, I'm plugging it in the wrong way around.
Oh dear. No, nobody saw that.
Schoolboy error.
Cut that bit out.
RTX that comes in here, and again, just push the cables down as you go. Cable as you go is always a good option. Then we do these ones here, which are for our CPU. But yeah, it looks all right then. Good. But hopefully it'll look even better over time, once we learn to use the equipment properly.
Mr. Unchained 13 wants to know where to go in the UK when he comes to visit next year. You told him not to go to London and go to the Twinings tea shop. You've ruined his dreams.
Well, he doesn't want to go to Twinings.
Well, he said he wants to know where to go to.
I always say the same thing, which may well upset the English people here, but I genuinely because I.
You're going to say go to Scotland. 'cause it's prettier.
It's every time I say genuinely, I say go to Scotland, and I said this to. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
Scattermalt?
No, Tech Tesseract.
Ah.
Both of them, and they actually did it.
They went to Scotland.
Yeah,
Ah.
and then I saw them the year after at CES, and they were like, "Thank you so much for the recommendation. It was awesome," which is what I like. I helped them out, just because. Well, it's like, like, I'm not being funny. What?
Underneath.
Yeah, I'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
Your clammy hands are stuck to it.
No, it wasn't. It was just movement. Relax.
This looks great, by the way. The PC looks fantastic
Well, it's
right
not
now.
done. It's not done. Relax. It's all good. Don't you worry. Oh, hang on. Don't worry about that. No one saw that. It's fine. Yeah, no. If you're coming to the UK, there's loads of great places, but your best bet is by all means spend a couple of days in London looking around. But I can't recommend enough that you get yourself a car and you go. Well, you could go to the Cotswolds, go to Jeremy Clarkson's pub. That neck of the woods is lovely. That's proper England. You could go to Cornwall. You could go if you're like European. A lot of people go to like Dover Castle, places like Broadstairs.
ASUS ROG said, so you don't recommend Birmingham?
Have they got their bins sorted yet? I still don't know.
I still don't know.
I don't know.
If anyone doesn't know, Birmingham currently have a bin crisis.
I tell you what is good if you do go to Birmingham. Cadbury World.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
it's good. Yeah, have you never been?
No.
Yeah, Cadbury World's good. I want to go again. But last time we were near, we had dogs with us, and obviously no dogs. And I'm fairly sure as well that they still say at Cadbury World, if you work there, you can have unlimited amount of chocolate. You can just take it off the production line because they know after a couple of days or a week, they're so sick of it.
You're bored of it.
That's it.
It's like, at most you're going to have one a day, aren't you, after a while?
Yeah.
But I'll have one with my lunch, and that's about it.
Do you want to play a game, Carl, while we're doing this?
Right.
I don't know if we've ever played this game. Full credit goes to Hamish and Andy for this, but have you ever played Tell Me Someone I Haven't Thought of in a While?
Right, and I've got to think of someone.
So so the game is you've got to come up with someone that I haven't thought of this year. And so you win.
How would I know if you've not thought of them?
The only rules are start of this year, and it can't be someone I don't know of. So you can't just like make up a name. Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So like,
you might have to get back to me on that one. You can't put me on the
so
spot.
like, it could be anyone. So for example, I might say Isaac Newton.
Oh, like that kind of random.
Have you thought about
I was like,
him
who
this
is he
year?
going to know?
No. Have you thought of Isaac Newton this year?
Well, I was looking at the apples the other day, and
so you have thought about him this year?
Probably not.
Oh, probably not. So we got a win straight away.
I couldn't tell you.
No,
I wouldn't know if I thought about Isaac Newton
you're not entering the spirit of the game. Right, I will play this with chat as well.
All right, I've got one for you already. They've lined one up.
Yeah.
When was the last time you thought about Sean Connery?
No, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Sean Connery? Are you nuts?
I was actually
All the
talking about him
time.
the other day because I saw a picture of how old he looked when he was like 35.
Right.
And then it was like they had like the current man who was 35, and he looked so much younger in comparison.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I watched Indiana Jones, and we think about James Bond all the time, so you weren't going to win that one.
All right. All right.
Who was that?
We need something better.
Whose idea was that?
Trager hippie.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. Yeah, you can come up with someone good. I've got one for chat. Newton Faulkner.
Who?
A musician.
Oh.
Like James Blunt era.
Oh.
Remember him?
Oh.
This game's no fun with you.
I definitely haven't thought about them.
How do you manage to suck the fun out of this? Come on.
Oh yeah, that geezer.
Yeah.
He shaved his
So you
head.
do know him. So that's a 2 for 2 for me then.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. I think we're ready for the cooler now.
What about Bob the Builder?
That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. I'm gonna say.
See, that's up with
It's on the
Isaac
fence.
Newton.
I know I think I've thought about him in the last year, but was that before Christmas or not?
Oh.
Oh, it's tough.
That's a W for David Thompson.
I'll give it to you, but it's a very shallow win. Very shallow win. Let's open this up. See, it's a great game now. See, look, we got chat going. Everyone's loving this. You got one for me, Carl, personally? He says reading the chat.
Yeah, I've got a great one. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, definitely. I've thought about this shit.
What about Jan Michael Vincent?
Don't know who that is.
No, me neither.
No, I don't know. What about Zoella? You thought about her this year? Who was that?
That was Jan Michael Vincent.
Who's that?
Or maybe it was Jan.
Who's that? Oh, look. So, right. Caller, sorry. We're getting distracted now. This is not what...
Zoella, yeah.
RG Strix LC, which I assume stands for liquid cooler. LC3 360 ARGB LCD. You know, Asus, appreciate you sponsoring this video, but that name is too long. I don't think... What would you have called this? Well, the 360 is all right. Right, get rid of the ARGB because you got LCD.
That's a given.
Yeah, you got the LCD on there, so I don't know.
They kind of need the ROG Strix bit.
Yeah, and you need the 360 bit.
Yeah.
Or do you though? Can you just call it the LC3 LCD and then it says here 360? I don't know. I'm not in marketing, Carl.
I don't know.
You
keep telling them what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a consultant. I give away bad advice for free.
They take your advice from the motherboard. They put a W on there for you.
Yeah.
So that's a big PC-centric W right there.
Yeah. They also lose marks. I love a cooler that's pre-assembled. But maybe they're thinking ahead because if you put this in the wrong place, it's then even more effort because you have to take the fans off if you want to swap it to be an exhaust. So pros and cons. But as we know, I hate radiators. But only when they take ages to install. So I don't actually hate radiators because realistically, you're going to build your gaming PC once and then you're not going to have to touch it again. But when you build PCs pretty much 2 a week, if they've got liquid coolers on, they take ages. So yeah, maybe I just like a moan, don't I, Carl? You know this by now.
Yeah, you do.
He's been here for 3 years. He's never left this building in 3 years. Am I going mad? How do I remove the hex protection caps before start? What are hex protection caps?
Is it not just plastic?
No, it says remove the hex protection caps. Right, you work that out. I'll get the rest of the bits. So let's see how smart Editor Carl is. But obviously we get our 3 fans inside the box as well, and this has an LCD on it, which means obviously that we can put little cool effects on there. We can potentially see readouts and things. I haven't actually used the LCD version of this cooler, so I'm not 100% familiar with everything you can do. But
double ASMR right now because we've got you unboxing things and me unboxing things.
Yeah, this is what people want, you know. That does okay. But have you worked out what the hex caps are?
Nope. I'm taking the plastic off.
Okay.
I did it.
Screws. I'm looking for screws now. You did it.
They said, look at the instructions. I disagree.
What are instructions? What are instructions?
Radiator goes in.
Bag.
Do you want this bit back?
Whoa, I'm putting the box down. Hang on a minute. There we go. Look, so Editor Carl's removed the plastic, but are those the hex protection cap?
Remove the hex protection caps before startup. Before startup? Surely before installation.
Hex protect. I mean, surely that was just a bit of plastic. Is ROG UK in the chat? Because they could come to our rescue here.
It's going to turn out this is absolutely necessary.
What?
This.
Is it?
No. It's just going to cover all the radiator.
I tell you, I'll tell you why I think this is on there. I think because it's got white paint on it, it'll be prone to chips. Potentially, maybe. I don't know. But yes, you probably could have sufficed with a bit of cardboard there. But we're going to do a little test fit. So we're going to put this at the top. Look, there's actually quite a lot of room there. So you might not have actually needed to do the cables first, but it's always easier if you do.
Got to get the fans on still. Got to get the fans on.
Yeah. Got to put the fans on. But we always do ourselves a little. You were looking at me.
I was looking at you.
I was looking at the computer. No one realised.
We were looking at the wrong camera.
The wrong thing. Yeah. So yeah, fun times. But this will go there, and then ideally we want tubes at the bottom if we can as well. It doesn't always work out, depends on the mount sometimes, but you can rotate the head and things. So this will go like that. So holding that in position, we're then going to grab our fan. We're going to make sure that we have it so it's actually blowing into the radiator, because we're going to be using this as an exhaust. And we also want the cables to be facing out to the back. So we do one just to make sure that we're happy with the orientation and how it's going to be. Then we can turn this down like so, and then repeat with the others. Over to Carl. What's happening in the...
I've got a...
Sorry, I burped.
Oh.
I taste orange juice.
Oh. I've got a good... Someone just was talking about something, but I feel like it's kind of...
Yeah?
It's very ASUS positive.
Okay.
The ASUS ROG Xbox Ally.
Ah.
I think I'm quite intrigued by that.
I'm intrigued by that because I don't know if you've already seen it, but we did our Switch 2 video, and I've got a review coming up that I'll do probably next week, because I took it with me to Greece and it was great. And yeah, we actually had it was a modern hotel, so we had a 4K 55-inch TV HDR in the room.
Oh, so you plugged it in?
So I plugged it in, yeah.
Yeah.
And was playing a lot of Mario Kart World. Yep. And then I also bought Catherine. You remember that game? The full body version?
No.
And so I was playing that every night and showing Thea, which she thought was very weird. It's a very weird game. I was playing that, was playing some Civ, and it made me upset because it was like 70 quid. And I already own it on PC. But there is crossplay. You can do saves between, which is quite good. And what else was I playing? And a bit of Crash Bandicoot as well. So yeah, enjoyed that. But obviously you don't get the ability of being able to play your existing PC library. So I'll be intrigued to see what will run on the ROG X. Is it the ROG X Xbox or the Xbox X ROG Ally?
I don't know what the official name is.
I imagine it's the ROG X Xbox. What?
ROG Xbox Ally.
There's no X in it. There you go. That makes sense. Okay.
ROG Xbox Ally. Oh, there's a non-X version as well.
Depending on whether it's the Extreme or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it all comes down to how well the games run, really, because they're wanting to kind of thin Windows down, aren't they, and have a version that runs better, essentially.
Makes sense.
less bloat. It absolutely makes sense if you can do it. Because it still blows my mind how the Steam Deck works. The fact that all runs on a translation layer, right?
Yeah.
Like how the hell that works with so many different games, I find crazy. So you think if you can do that, surely Microsoft themselves can do a good job of thinning down Windows to a gaming version, just so you can get something that you can sleep really easily and something that is still compatible with everything and potentially has better battery life and performance and stuff. So yeah, I'm very intrigued, very intrigued.
It could be the perfect sort of hybrid device.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Especially if it has enough, grunt for a bit of 1080p desktop TV gaming as well, right?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. I've never used my Steam Deck for that, and when I had the ROG Ally, I wasn't using it for that. But a lot of people do. I always see in the chat,
Yeah, like people get like the little dock, and then you just connect everything up to that.
Mm.
How are you getting on with this radiator?
Yeah,
so
not
far,
bad.
so good?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, I have thought about him within the last 6 months.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Apologies, I've let everyone down.
Yeah,
sorry,
failed. Let's see if there's anyone else here. Frankie Muniz.
Who? Is that someone in the chat, or if that's a suggestion?
That was a suggestion.
Who? Frankie
Muniz.
Is that a football player?
No. Recognise him? Surely you recognise him.
Yeah. What was he in?
Malcolm in the Middle.
That's the one. I didn't actually watch that, so.
And he's actually.
He was in other things as well, wasn't he?
He's a racing driver now, apparently.
Oh. How about that?
He finished 9th in his last race. From
that is
child star to race car driver.
That's top news. That is top news. I I need the screws. There they are. Any other names?
Elliot Smith's got a Steam Deck, if that makes you feel any better.
Why would that make me feel better?
I don't know.
No, is there any other, like, we're done with the game, are we?
Oh, all right. I thought you meant, is there any other names of people in the chat?
No.
Anyway, the Geordie boy said, please stream more often.
We want to. We've just been busy. We were saying I've been just reviewing, or I've just had too many like different products in, and you get in the habit of kind of just saying yes to stuff. And it's like, oh, do you want to check this out? Yeah, that sounds cool. And then in the end, you've just kind of done too much stuff, and you're not doing. It's not that you're not doing what you want, but you're just not doing as much of like the stuff I like the most, which is kind of like the graphics card buyer's guides or things like that, really, where you're just kind of being helpful. That's my favourite thing. I like being helpful. So,
upcoming £300 PC build, maybe.
£300? That's heavy.
They had They had a pound sterling sign.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't see that, could I? So I was being funny.
All right.
£300 be used, I suppose.
When was the last time you thought about Steve Wozniak?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I've heard the name this year. I think it's come up in a
After a WWDC or something.
Yeah, Steve was. That's not bad though. That's not bad. What about Johnny Ive? Have you thought of Johnny Ive in the last?
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, okay.
I think I watched something about like nothing, and then they mentioned about Johnny Ive.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Do you remember that guy? Oh, I can't remember his name.
This is not helpful. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I had to Google him, and he was the first guy that came up. Do you remember Steve Ballmer?
Yeah, I did. I have thought about him recently because a load of memes have come up about. So I absolutely have thought about Steve.
I googled bald Microsoft guy, and he came up as the top.
That's very specific. So we've gone full circle. We've spoken about losing hair earlier, and we're doing it again.
That's in the chat for Luke.
Oh, poor Luke. Luke's probably gone. He couldn't think of anyone that we hadn't heard of in a while. So yeah. Oh, it's warm in here. It is warm in here.
I feel like it's cooled down a bit.
Yeah. Not bad though. I mean, obviously, yeah.
Apparently, Kyle in the chat got a 5080 for £600 because they work at overclockers.
Oh, who is that?
Kyle?
I don't know who that is. I like Stephen from Overclockers who does the magic.
Stephen's really good at magic.
I haven't asked him yet. I want to ask him to come to the wedding because he does that well.
Do you want to come to my wedding
No,
and also be a magician?
Paid?
Oh,
No, not as an invite. No.
Just so you're a guest, but you have to work.
Well, we've got a few of those. Tom doesn't know this yet, Mr. Honeyhands. I'm getting him to do some filming.
You're going to be the videographer.
Yeah, you can edit it.
What, during the wedding?
Yeah, during the. You can have your laptop out. So yeah. Oh, it's warm in here. It is warm in here. Oh, so what else is going on in the chat anyway?
What have we missed?
Are people just having their own like conversation again?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just having, well, we encourage that. Where's this from? That's from the top. That's why that doesn't go on the bottom because I've already done that one. Yeah,
You
there you go. Caller's installed.
Double filter it.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Kyle worked in the building department as an apprentice.
Oh, that's good. That's a cool gig.
That's cool.
That is a cool gig. Well, did you do any work experience or anything, Carl? Do they call it work experience, do you think, in the States? Is it something else?
I don't know. I feel like they should. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Work experience.
Yeah, it is work experience.
They usually like to oversimplify things. Like the whole horseback riding and the sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
You can just call it a pavement.
No.
You don't understand where to walk.
Yeah, well, they have to do things differently, don't they? So.
Yeah. But yeah, I imagine it should be work experience over there. Work experience, I worked in an accountant's.
Oh, that sounds really dry. I'm just going to say I'm taking off the default AM5 mounting hardware now, which these 4 screws by the CPU. It is very easy and straightforward to do so. So we're just going to take those off like that. Keep the screws, keep the bit of plastic, put it in the box. I did work experience. You're gonna love this. 2 very different places. First week in a vet's because I thought I wanted to be a vet, and I realised that I was going to need straight A's in science, which wasn't going to happen, and I almost passed out. They told me it might happen. I was like, no, I've never fainted in my life. That's not going to happen. And I was watching a dog being spayed. Ew. And they were showing me, so I was like, this is this, and then they held it up. I remembered this image vividly. They held it up and like stretched it out like this as they were taking the uterus out, and I went, and I had to go and sit outside, and they brought me some water. That was fun. But then we did a cat spay. Well, not we. I wasn't no way involved. Did a cat spay a few days later, and I managed that one. That was okay.
Managed to survive that.
Scaled down, clearly was
Just
fine.
a bit smaller.
But yeah, and then the second week I worked at a Christian camp.
Wait, where?
Christian kids camp.
Huh?
Which was cool.
Well, like through school or like the school work?
I used to
do the proper experience program.
My parents used to send me there when I was. Well, I say when I was a kid. I was still a kid. I was 16.
Yeah.
Or 15. What, work experience? 15. 15 or 16 anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had like there's like a assault course, like high ropes and things like that. So it was
like
cool.
Go ape sort of thing.
Yeah, but I didn't actually realise it was a Christian camp, which was quite amusing. So day one when we sat down for our morning prayer, I was a bit like, okay, it's just different. And they asked me, I remember them. So what are you thankful, Marcus? I've never done this before.
The sun, the sky.
No, I it was really nice actually. It was really quite nice. So there we go.
I remember we had to do that like primary school back in the day.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. And you had all the hymns.
Yeah.
Absolute bangers.
There were hymns, there were bangers, to be fair.
I went to a church wedding a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't realise it was black tie, though, until I got there.
What did you wear? Blue one?
Red.
Oh.
Grey suit, red tie,
and
cream jacket. So, grey legs.
Oh, those legs.
Yeah, grey legs.
Did a grey suit with the...
Thea said I look like Mr. Bean. If you Google cartoon Mr. Bean.
He did have a cream jacket. You know, he had black trousers, so you were right.
No, look, Google it. She's not wrong.
No, he has black trousers. It's fine.
Does he?
Yeah.
That she said I look like that.
Hey, look, there's Swole Mr. Bean.
Yeah, so I look just like that. So it's good. But it was a great wedding. Great wedding. It was good.
She literally just typed, he looked like Mr. Bean.
Oh. She's so mean to me. Looking after me, making me dinner. She even makes you dinner sometimes, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's gusto for 2 this time.
I'm sure I'll survive.
So what's Thea having?
It's
good.
Thea.
I've taken the screws off. Now it is time to get the AM5 mount properly ready. We use these little spacers.
Ow.
This would have been much easier to do when the whole thing was lying down, so I am still going to do that.
Apparently Christian in the chat works in a vet. They've combined both of your
that is
work
not bad.
experiences.
There you go, into one.
They're called Christian and they work in a vet.
He changed his name to Christian. We don't get many Christians in the UK, do we? Christian Bale, but he's American, isn't
he? Yeah.
Christmas Bale.
Christmas Bale.
Yeah, that's all we get.
Gareth Bale? No, that's not that.
He's Welsh.
Now I'm just doing Bales as opposed to Christians.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so hot in here. I'm losing. Yeah. Woo! We got plenty of water though, I think. This will be the longest stream we ever do in this heat. Oh, right. So I'm going to whack those in. No, we don't. Have I cut this up? No, it is like that, isn't it? We put these in, and then we screw that.
You got too much stuff out.
Well, it's all the stuff we need. Whoa! Editor Cole hand reveal. Crazy.
Oh no, it all fell over. It's fine. It's in the overhead. They can't see anything.
Can they not?
Only my hand.
We will do it soon. It's overdue. But you're off on holiday for 2 weeks, aren't you?
Yeah.
Off on holiday anywhere nice?
No. Home.
The bedroom.
Building flat pack. Putting mirrors and shelves up.
Getting some bro grunt. Don't don't disregard. They're downstairs, so you're going to see programmed firsthand.
I want to Google Brogrand. Do you know
Yeah.
what I like from IKEA?
What?
The problem with a lot of IKEA, you might look up a Brogrand,
But it's a range.
It's 10,000 items called Brogrand.
Nothing beats Billy.
Billy bookcase.
Yeah.
I like a nice scub.
What scub?
It's just like random storage things, but they're called scubs.
Oh, no, my favourite actually, that's a lie, is the heat pads we bought for like you put saucepans on, so it's just a bit of cork, but circle. You know what they're called?
No,
Heat.
just heat.
Yeah, all in capitals. Heat.
IKEA heat.
Yeah. Right. Shall we stop talking about IKEA? Because they have not sponsored this video, and get back to the task in hand.
Building and pacing.
And a lot of people always say, hang on, thermal paste. What about thermal paste? It's pre-applied on most coolers. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So just check if you have this little grey circle. It's almost certainly going to be some thermal compound. But before we put this on, we'll take this Intel backplate off. And we will instead go for our AMD one. And we did a little build for ASUS last week, actually. We did a productivity one where we used Intel Ultra 7 because we didn't realize I don't want to say cheap because it's still quite, it's not cheap, it's not 80 quid or $80, but you can get an Ultra 7 for a lot less than we thought. How much was it? Like £265 or something for an Ultra 7, which is very good. But if you go for productivity, then yeah, Ultra 7's not actually a bad shout, is it?
No, it's pretty good for the price for, like you said, for productivity. Great for video work and that sort of stuff. Obviously with the Intel QuickSync thing built in as well.
Yeah, it depends on your usage really, doesn't it,
Yeah.
what you need. I think we need to go one more like that, don't I? Boom. Right. So we're going to drop this into position, look. Slide that over those holes.
Nobody can see what you're doing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Slide this into position over those holes. Just like that. Boom. Push that into place. And then give the bag to Editor Cole. No, I'll do it. No, you can do it.
You just put it in your mouth, though.
No, I didn't.
The corners.
No, there's video evidence it went near. Anyway, you were the one that drunk out my cup earlier.
That makes it sound weird.
But you did.
It was an accident. You gave me the same. The cups are identical.
Well, I did. You just helped yourself. You didn't bring your drink upstairs, and then you start drinking my drink.
I thought I couldn't remember, and then I just saw that. Oh, I had that cup earlier.
Yeah.
That must be my drink.
Well, next time I'll be sure to make sure every single cup in the house is completely different. You won't be making that mistake again, will you? Right, we've got this. Screw this into position. Look, we're doing this lightly, just so we can use a screwdriver to get some nice pressure, nice and evenly, because you don't want to overdo it, just in case you put too much pressure on one part of the socket. But you also want to spread out that thermal compound.
What do you think of graphene pads instead of thermal paste?
Graphene pads?
Yeah.
Not really heard of them.
You know, like the little cryonaut pads and things like that. That you just sort of
I didn't know they were made out of graphene. I haven't used them. Maybe we should try some. I mean, thermal compound, though, unless it's going to give you a massive performance difference, it's not something I would radically think about swapping out, personally. I don't want to say as long as it's good enough, but if they're all within, like 3 or 4 degrees of each other, it's not. It's not the be-all and end-all, it really, is it? In my opinion. It's entirely up to you.
Mr. Durbauer would disagree.
I'm sure. He's a nice guy, actually. He always seems very serious.
Yeah, he's always very polite.
Yeah, he's always very polite. I think that's German, though. Germans are very polite. Other than that guy that aggressively farted at you at the zoo that time.
Yeah, he did. He was a big, tall German who farted at me. At me.
He was lucky that we were having such a good time because we were looking at the Schnee leopard.
The Schnee leopard
And then
exhibit.
it was just, you got farted at. And this actually happened as well.
This isn't fake news.
No. Do you remember that time I forgot my SIM pin?
Yeah.
In Taiwan, and then I needed to find a SIM removal tool because my phone wouldn't work to get the email to reset it, and nothing in the hotel worked that I could find. So what did we do? We went and had a look in the women's shopping area in a few shops, and then had to settle for H&M where I found some earrings. So I picked up the earrings,
Stepped
took
it
the
into the
safety
SIM
out,
tool.
like stabbed the side of the phone, opened it up, took the SIM out, went back, sorted it out, went back to H&M,
About 10
earrings
minutes
again.
later.
Yeah, and we thought, do we look dodgy here? Can I like, you know? So why are we stealing, you know, $10 worth of earrings? But obviously we weren't. We put them back neatly. No one would have ever known.
Till now.
Till now. It's all
Till
come
now,
clean.
just told like.
Not really sure that's a crime, is it? What did you do? Picked up earring. That's, yeah. Is that
Yeah.
a crime?
Yeah.
Don't know. That's it now. Going to prison. Be all over the papers tomorrow for earring related incident. Yep. On that note, is there anything else?
In the chat.
Anything else going in the chat?
They were asking about the cables. Why are they black? Why are they?
I'll tell you why. Because I actually thought the same thing. Right? I thought the same thing. It's like, hang on a minute.
There's a reason.
Why have you got a black cable and a white cooler? It makes no sense. In my experience, actually, I think ROG got this right because most motherboards are black and most white motherboards also have a lot of black incorporated into them. So if you have a white cable here on most motherboards, even if you have a white case, it will then just draw loads of attention to the white cable. So actually, I think for most builds, they've probably made the right decision. I understand why some people might be annoyed at this, but you can just tuck it out of the way. So, yeah, what do you reckon?
There you go. It kind of blends into that
Yeah,
empty ramp
you could potentially do a nicer job of that anyway. Like kind of tuck it around there like that. But yeah, that'll be why, because it actually looks better on most motherboards. So yeah, genuinely, I think Asus probably made the right decision there. Then we can spin this around. We are almost there. We are getting there. How long have we been going?
1 hour 53 minutes.
Coming up for the big 2-0. So
there's not long to go. There's just some cables for RGB.
Some cables.
Fan cables.
Yep. So we're gonna feed our cables through to where they need to go. So we've got a couple of. Well, actually, we've got this splitter look that we can use. Comes in the box. So we plug all of our fansies. You don't have to do this. It's worth noting. It's entirely up to you.
Just a little bit easier.
Yeah, but get all of our fans and we can use this splitter.
At PC Centric, will you do a video on Prime Day deals?
Yeah, we'll be doing some stuff. Yeah, obviously what is and isn't a deal. But actually, if you want deals, subscribe, sign up to our Discord down below. I'll do daily deals there, and Instagram as well. So yeah, go to Discord. It's in the link and join. And yeah, I'll be bringing you up to date because I do like to do the deals because you'll find that some of them are actually really good, and then some of them you think that isn't actually the best price or it's the wrong SKU. All of these things. So the whole point for I want to do is not just say, hey, look, Amazon have got Prime Day deals on. I want to actually look at the deals and work out what is a genuine deal for you and what's not. Because there's been plenty of times I've been going through and I go, that is not a deal, and it doesn't end up anywhere near my recommendations.
The old classic price goes up before Prime Day tactic.
Well, I don't know about that. Again, legally, I have no idea what happens. But you might find. I was more talking about, you know, if something's like £3 off.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
But then you've still got the big deal banner.
Yes.
You use that, like, is it camel, and then like.
Yeah, you price trackers are good.
Yeah.
But it's more like, I don't like it when, if like it might say 67% off, but it's been 60% off the RRP just anyway.
Yeah,
so it's like only a 7% difference compared to normal sort of thing.
Compared to like a week ago, whatever.
But we'll be doing Prime Day deals, so yeah, don't you worry about that. Oh, I'm warm.
Someone said, what CPU are we using?
A Ryzen 9 9900X, which obviously, if you're using an older motherboard, you need to make sure you've updated the BIOS to get it to work. But this being a new B850, should work straight out.
Oh, you got it right.
Yeah,
B580. That's the one you do get right.
Yeah.
You get B580 wrong.
No, I've never do such a thing. We've got one little cable here to plug in actually for our CPU cooler as well. I'll loop this back round, go in here, and then this is just for our pump to function. Plug this into that one there. Can you see? Just up here, look. Up there. Need a cameraman, then they can do all the zooms, all the dramatic zoomy.
If you could get one, if you get like a robot, then I could zoom it from this chair.
Oh, I think this room's a bit small for a robot, to be honest. What else we got? So we've got our RGB cables here. So we've got 3 to plug in and connect. I don't think, how many daisy chains have we got here? Got 1. I'll just start a new thing.
Someone tried to fool me in the chat. They said, "Have you heard of the upcoming GPU brand called D's?"
Ah,
And I said, "D's nuts."
that's funny.
And then they were like, "Got him."
We're running low on material here, guys.
Yeah.
We're running
It's
low.
2 hours in. We're very hot.
There's one more connection. Have you got any jokes for us, Carl? You usually have a good joke.
No, do I?
No, but it's a good time to start. So
I'll ask.
you got anything? For
I was
us?
going to ask ChatGPT
Yeah.
for some jokes. How do I make Gemini just like appear? It always appears when you don't want it to, but when I actually want it to, it doesn't.
It's not there. I've quite I went back to a Pixel. I've been really enjoying it actually. I've got to say, it's been good. Just because I like asking it really complicated questions and it gives you a really detailed answer. I've got to say, I've been quite impressed.
ChatGPT actually has a joke generator. I got to sign in. Haha.
Oh no, I see. You know, that's why you were going to Gemini. I did wonder why that came out of the blue.
Yeah.
But there you go. Right, I obviously need to do some cable management, guys. I appreciate that. So we're going to do that in a second, but it's hot. So we're going to whack these over here. These bulk can obviously be put into the straps, and then this will kind of go down like that, and we can get it nice and neat at the bottom. And as far as I know, I don't think we actually do need this SATA connection, which is a nice bonus. I'll leave it for now, but don't worry, the winner will receive something that looks a lot neater than this, because you would be a bit sad if it turned up like that. Do you reckon?
Could be like, oh, I've always wanted this PC built by my favourite YouTuber, and then it looks like that.
Yeah, the truth about PC Centric. Builds crap computers, or builds good computers, but craply.
Poorly.
Yeah. You have built poorly. That's not like you to be not neat. You put power cables on the floor. On the wrong box. We realised
trying to get them out of the way to make this shot tidier.
Editor Carl is a neat freak. We've noticed this.
You shouldn't have, just Marcus is an untidy person.
He's so mean.
Saying that, it's tidy in here.
Yeah, because I tidied it up before you got here.
Yeah.
Because I'm nice. Gotta look after you.
I'm nice.
Yeah.
You left a washer behind.
Oh, thank you. What's nice in Italian? Simpatica.
Simpatica.
Yeah.
Have you been doing your Italian on holiday? Didn't come in handy in Greece, though, did it?
No. I was reading a book on my Kindle, Italian book as well. So, yeah, it's going all right. It's just a bit word soupy at the moment. But
you need a holiday to Italy to. Have you got one planned or not?
Questa stanza è molto calda.
It's very hot.
Mm.
I remember it molto.
Mm. Yeah, I probably got one of the feminine, masculine things wrong, but whatever. Whatever, I'm under pressure. Yeah.
I've got a good name for you that you might not have thought of that for a while.
Bianco.
White.
Yeah.
That wasn't the name.
No.
You wouldn't have thought about me in the last 6 months.
Okay. Oh, is this a Carl special, or is this a?
No, I just thought.
Oh, look, he does this. And yeah. And he's like looking at chat.
But they weren't. It wasn't related to that
Right.
game though.
Okay.
George Michael.
No. Only like about a week ago.
What?
Because we said about him dying at Christmas.
I thought you might have been like, oh
No,
yeah, because Christmas,
no,
because of the music.
George
But
Michael. Now, arguably more important than George Michael right now, we have this. Prime range, I always say this, like I think it's great that we have loads of different options of GPUs. Where is it? You can go for a tough card. This was the previous generation 7900 XT. There it is. You can see a tough card. But personally, I would usually go for more of the entry-level SKUs, just because I think you're getting better value for money. So that's where the Prime comes in. But it's nice that they also have this white version. Now, availability on this is it new, this one? Because it's not that we struggled to find it. It just wasn't as easy to find. It didn't come up as easily as some of the other products on the list anyway. So it might be pretty new. But yes, it's a white version.
I couldn't find it in the
5070.
US, but that's might just be a US thing.
Here's a question. You can do a poll in chat. How much more money would you spend for something for it to be white? Like, obviously, if you go for a white build.
Yeah.
Or let's say the right color. How much extra money would you spend for something to be the right color? Because if you could buy the normal Prime version for like 60, 70 pounds or dollars less, I don't know, it would ruin the look of your perfectly white build, but would you be willing to spend extra money? So I'd be interested to know. And Asus probably would too. This is going really badly, me trying to open this.
You're trying to use the screwdriver to open it again.
I don't know what radiator is in Italian.
You don't know?
Like, io odiare. As you can see, my Italian's great.
What price options am I doing?
Up to you.
10, 20, 30?
Up to you. I'll do
it myself. I'll sort it out myself.
Yeah. Carle molto intelligente. Huh?
Mucho inteligente.
Oh yeah, how's your Spanish Duolingo going?
Slow.
Slow. You do one lesson a day, if that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what did happen on Greece. On Greece.
On Greece.
Next episode of Greece. In Greece, I was devastated. I forgot to do my duo one day and had to use a streak freeze, but I've had a perfect year otherwise.
Oh no.
And I've blown it. Which actually genuinely made me really annoyed and sad. But the all-inclusive resort quickly cheered me up. So. It's all good. Oh, look at this, look. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Here it is. Have you got any more fun facts, by the way, that Asus wanted you to do in your radio voice?
Fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts.
Fun facts.
We covered all the fun facts. But look, here we have. Look, you've got a P mode for performance and a Q mode for quiet. There it is, look. Ba-bum. I got to say, I haven't tested it yet, but I'm really excited actually as well to get in one of the new BTF graphics cards that has that removable connection. Asus are onto something, and I'm calling it now. I reckon that will become the standard if Asus license it out or make it open or whatever. That removable BTF slot that will do all your power, and then all power cables are gone forever. And Asus can make money, presumably, by licensing it out.
Yeah.
Just great idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slot it in, no power connection, and it can do, wasn't it like over 1,000 watts of power or something stupid through this connection? So I think I'm predicting, I think that's the way PCs are going to go in the next decade.
10 years
I
from
think
now.
they'll all have that power supply or that motherboard connection. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I do like the idea of the motherboard connection because, like you say, just not having to worry about a cable at all is just nice.
Good looking card, this, isn't it?
That's a nice card.
That's a nice card. Triple slot.
Somebody's going to win that.
Someone is going to win the whole system, don't forget, if you use the link down below.
Triple.
Should we do the peel?
Oh.
We'll get this under said overhead, do a peel. Oh, it's hot in here, isn't it?
It's getting hot in here.
No, whoa. Licensing, and that's not appropriate. Absolutely not. Have you seen the old ladies when they sing that? But they sing, so take off all your robes.
No.
That's a classic as well. It's a good one. Oh yeah, this is a good looking GPU. I like that. Obviously, it's like made out of a lot of plastic here, which doesn't bother me in the slightest because I think, well, you're not how often you touch on your graphics card anyway. But they've done such a great job to kind of mold this and style it. That's really good.
That's a clean
really
card.
good. I like that. Should we get this installed? Should we get this installed in our system though?
Installed.
Have I mentioned it's quite warm today?
Yeah, once or twice. Do you want to know how much people are willing to pay? People will are willing to pay extra.
It's not a very interesting topic.
Oh, you don't care anymore.
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I do. I really do. How much?
Apparently, 13% of people would 14% would pay over £100 more.
No, why? Really?
57% say 0 to £25 more.
How many?
57%.
0 to 25. So
Will pay 0 to £25 more.
apologies, guys. Sorry about
21% say 26 to 50.
that. Okay.
I think for a GPU, I would
gonna slot
probably
this in.
go up to 50.
GPU only, yes. But then obviously, as soon as you add up all of the cost of
You do that
other
to every single
components,
part, though.
yeah, it can get expensive. But I like that Asus have done it properly with the remove protective film before use.
Oops. You've got to take the peel off the LCD as well.
No, I'll do that at the end.
All right. Right.
Oh, there we go. Look, middle peel. That's not how you're supposed to do that. How upsetting is that to people? Probably quite.
Someone just said Windows 7 was a good OS. Just
Yeah, I mean, upgrading Windows 7 to Windows 8 is the first video I ever did on the channel, and that's why I'm here today. So big up Windows 8 is why I say.
the most underrated OS.
It's not. It was bad.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
so
bad
bad.
OS. Windows 10 is
That was back when touchscreens were like AI is today, where everything was touch. It's like,
Everything's
touch,
touchscreen
touch,
now.
touch.
it wasn't for a while.
And then just Windows 10, it all disappeared basically.
Yeah.
Right, so that cable is plugged in now. Make sure that's in nice and secure.
Kayla said this build is beautiful.
It looks good, doesn't
Just
it?
don't turn it round.
No, I won't have any of that. Look, I can neaten it up. I'll neaten it up when I know it works. Definitely. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend. No, it's Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. It's a good looking case, isn't it? And this is why, as soon as you do a white build and everything inside it is white, it just looks the business. Sorry. It just looks the business. It's good. And
Got that nice little angled bit. You could put some fans there as well if you want to add a bit more
exactly.
flair.
And you see what I mean as well about if you go for white cables down the bottom, you can't really see them.
Yeah.
So this obviously is the worst angle that you're not going to really have. And you can barely see them in this. So yes, if you went for black cables though, I think you would see them. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Easy access to the ports at the bottom as well. If you have this on your desk, just actually is a slightly better location than the top. I think we need to see if this works.
We do.
Or do you want me to tidy it up a little bit first?
Yeah. Or do you want to do that off cam?
Oh boy, you hot.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some
time.
We've got some basic cable management straps.
Well, there's some straps. There was some straps in there.
Yeah. So we can hook these up. Look,
Go on.
makes a little bit of a difference. There it is.
There we go.
There you go. It's a good start. And there's another strap somewhere, but it might have fallen off.
Ah.
But I'll find it. It's fine.
Did you get any? Where's the accessories for the case? Didn't it come with some ties? Holy
Yeah.
cable management.
Yeah. Look, you leave my cable management alone. Oh, there's one
That
here.
wasn't me. That was Adira. They said.
Yeah, but you said horrible cable management. I haven't
They
done
said
any.
holy cable management.
How can it be horrible cable management when you haven't done any? That's like saying, oh, your car is horrible. I don't own a car.
I don't have. Well, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, it is the same. I haven't done it yet. If I said this was finished, but this is at the test phase, because think how silly you would look, egg on your face.
My face.
Yeah.
I didn't build it.
No, if you spend ages, this is what I always say to people, if you spend ages doing the cable management without testing your PC and then it doesn't work and you have to just undo it all again anyway, you look silly.
All right. Well, I'll let you just boot it first then.
What, kick it?
Yeah, boot it.
Give it a boot.
Have it.
Classic
British culture.
Yeah. Crystal Palace going to be in the Europa League this year, maybe.
Yeah.
There was more news today. Apparently some...
What do you mean maybe? There should be.
Well, yeah, but it depends on the buyout, doesn't it?
Are they being bought out?
Well, no, so the owner or one of the co-owners also owned a part of Lyon or something.
Oh, right. So they just got relegated, which is...
Yeah, but they were a technically higher league position or something. So there's always drama going on.
There's always drama.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace drama. Need to get on the forum.
CPFC. I don't know. I don't have the right GPU for that.
Yeah. You need more pixels for
exactly. No.
for the forum.
Right, there we go. Look, you only need a couple of straps, and it already looks 10 times better. It's absolutely not done. but just a little bit of neatness does go a long way. Does it not? Keep us entertained, Carl.
I don't know why you just
Fill
sounded
in the
like
blank.
you just sounded a bit like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Then
I did. I realised that.
he was like, "Keep us entertained,
Shade.
lad."
Still haven't watched the new ones.
No, I haven't.
Need to do that.
With
Maybe we
the-
should watch them together tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
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 Pull yourself together, lad.
That's good. That's a good impression. Not bad. Right, there we go. So basic cable management is done.
I guess you do the hard part later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it might not work.
And as long as it looks good around the front, the behind does not matter.
It's like that Homer Simpson meme.
Which one? Oh, the one where he like has the fat. All
Yeah,
fat.
he clips all his fat back.
Yeah. All right, there we go. So now we've done cable management. We've tidied it up a little bit. That's what it actually looks like, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? That does look good. That is a good looking PC. That is a really good looking PC. I think we need to test if this works though, don't you? Which means we want to grab ourselves I was thinking a Merry Little Christmas.
Yeah, wrong time of year for that.
Yeah, you reckon?
Couldn't be any further away from Christmas time.
Yeah.
Well, technically it could be.
Mistletoe and wine. What do? I grab. What do?
Do you unplug the one from...
The camera.
Yeah.
We unplug this. There we go. We unplug this. We unplug this. Then we plug this into here. And then we're going to see all together whether this is going to work. I don't take anything for granted. Look, this is quite convenient now, actually.
Now look how much space you've got.
Yes.
Oh, you get
So
the
I
whole-
can be here. Look at that. And we can turn this on. Are you ready? I haven't turned the power supply on. Are you ready?
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
You are not getting your guns back. Remember that meme?
No.
Oh, there we go. Well,
Oh, you put it on one key.
the cooler rotates, I think.
Or is...
Yeah, the cooler rotates. Let's ignore that for now. But yeah, there it is. It looks good, doesn't it? I like the white look. Oh, that
no.
sounds good. What?
Your fan's not lit up. You didn't plug it in.
No, I think it's one of the cables a bit loose. But there it is. Look, new CPU installed, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fully working system.
Rogue button.
No, that was the right button. I was just proving. Look, boom. How about that? They said it couldn't be done. No one actually said it couldn't be done. But it is done. As I say, a couple of things I need to tweak. First one is just to put this. Yeah.
Don't put your hand in the fan.
No, that'd be bad, wouldn't it? Don't copy this at home. Don't do it. But it's just magnetic, he says. It's oh, has it got pins? I think it's both. This would help if I was actually like head on. Get it? Head on?
No. Oh, because you can't get the pump head on.
Yeah. Oh, I say it spins. It comes off easy. I don't understand. Carl, help
Maybe
me
it's
out.
the software thing.
No, because it's got a pin. So maybe it's
That keys it into the go to one.
so
one
that
spot.
it goes in there. So, but surely you must be able to spin it. I don't know. We'll have a
Or
little
just
play
a
in a sec.
software thing.
Yeah, well, usually you can rotate it in software, but I'll have a little play in a second. We'll have a workout. This is it from the side. What do we think of it? The reason it's quite loud, by the way, at the moment is because it will be running the fans at full speed. But as soon as we put a little fan curve or something on it, we obviously will stop that. That's pretty standard. All PCs, as far as I know, will do that in this particular stage. We've not got crazy amount of RGB on the graphics card, but obviously you get the fans fitted here as standard. As Carl says, one of the fans needs to be connected, so I will find that because I've probably unplugged it.
Probably got unplugged when you did the zip ties or something.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
you're gonna power up. Patiently waiting.
There it is.
Oh, there she goes.
No
No,
licensing.
you can't do that.
Can't do that. Boom.
There we go.
All right, forget about that. I'll sort it out later. There you go. All of the fans are spinning, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? But there's your proof. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this really. Because it's a clean SSD, we can't install Windows on it and download games because we'll be here for about 4 hours. But obviously, the winner of this system,
They do get a free copy of Windows thrown on.
they get a copy of Windows included as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
I need to. I'll turn this off for a second. I want to work out if I can rotate this or not. So yeah. Was there any other of those talking points, Carl?
We mentioned the Windows 11 bit, Kingston RAM and SSD. That was clear to see.
That was very clear to see.
It's right there right now.
Yeah,
Lit.
big thank you to Kingston for helping out this project and supplying that. I'm a bit confused with this though. I don't understand. Or maybe does that rotate? I don't know why. That seems odd to me. Why would that? Why? You've got a hole. Why did they not put 3 holes in it, or have a rotatey hole? So maybe it is just the one orientation. I don't understand, but hopefully you can do it in the software.
Yeah, it's probably just
Or rotate it. So.
Just adjust it.
Or obviously you can definitely you can put the hook wherever you want. So
Yeah.
you can you'll definitely be able to have it facing the right way. Just yeah, you might either have to do it in software or just obviously rotate the mount when you're putting it on there. But
Yeah.
we'd be able to test that if we had a up and running system.
Yeah.
But
We'll get
yeah.
that fixed for the person who wins the system, obviously.
Yeah, so again, if you want to win, granted, we still need to neaten it up, but if you want to win this system, don't forget, head to the link down below. But yeah, that is the system complete. So let us know in the chat what you think. And if you have any questions, now is the time to do it. Get them in. And obviously, current pricing on everything listed is down below if you want to check any of the parts out. The case in particular has caught my fancy, but I think the motherboard as well.
Yeah, I like the case. I like the little
Just
angle
it all
bit at the
works
bottom.
together, doesn't it?
The GPU is really clean as well. That's sort of like matte white.
Yeah, actually, the GPU is probably my favourite. But again, it just all works together really well, doesn't it? Just ties in nicely.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's very, very cool. Yeah, what's chat saying? Hello, chat. Come on, if you want your name, shout it out. Now is the time.
Wait, Joey O'Hare said, what about the side panel?
Let's hit.
Is it not going on? Or will it not go on because you're not timed it? Oh, that's the test for a PC build.
Yes, no problem.
Oh,
I'll be honest, I was thinking that wasn't going to go on. I was like, oh, no. But actually, look.
No, that's good.
There you go.
You don't need to do all that.
There you go.
Now
Let's
look at the
turn
side
it
of the
back
PC.
on. Look.
It looks way better.
Yeah. Although I've obviously need to re-tidy the
sort out your cables again.
USB cable. But other than that, it's all good. It's all good. And you've got the LCD on it as well. So, yeah. I'm happy with it. I think the RAM looks nice as well. It's just, again, just all ties together nicely, right? It's cool. New CPU installed. Getting that airflow. That's quite nice. Right.
Rice is the Asus Case A31 Plus. Any more questions you want me to read?
Questions in, but yeah. Whilst you're doing that, obviously, massive thank you for everyone that's tuned into this stream. It's been so great to be back. Hopefully, we're doing a lot more of this in the not too distant future. Once Editor Carl takes his unpaid time off.
What?
No, his paid time off.
What?
And obviously, thank you to everyone that's done the super chat as well, because you've helped to fund some furniture for Carl.
Yeah.
What are you going to go for with that 50 bucks?
50 bucks. Probably a bathroom mirror.
I don't know how much of a cut Google takes of that. I don't know if we might actually get less.
I don't know.
I don't know. But we'll work it out. That's all good.
That's your logistics.
Yeah, it's my logistics. What are you going to use it on?
Probably a nice bathroom mirror.
Oh, there you go. So if you want Carl to see himself in the mirror, thank you for supplying the funds via the super chat. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking it out. Anything else? Any more? Massive thank you, of course, to Asus RNG for sponsoring this stream.
Nick K said, "Don't pay Kyle," so that's fine. We don't.
Who's Kyle?
Exactly. Don't worry, Nick K. There's no one called Kyle who works for us.
HMRC said, "You better pay Carl."
Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Would you be interested in Palace tickets if I get them for free? Oliver Yao.
Yeah. Who would?
Yeah.
Who does it? Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Palace tickets.
You're not going to say no. Go with your dad.
He has a season ticket, although I think he might give up next year. But he says that every year. Every year, I'm not going next year.
Surely
He's been saying that for like 20 years.
This year is going to be the best year because won the trophy, European Games.
I'm sure he will go next year. Yeah, he was at the final.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know all about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, and I think there's one thing I will leave everyone with. If that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'll leave you with. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Join us in the next stream. Someone you haven't thought of in a while, Henry Hoover.
No,
you have because you were in Vegas. It's cheating.
Okay.